Yes, people. Welcome back to another stream. Hopefully, you guys are all doing well, man. We are a couple of lads light because Danny's in a what's it called, like uni class. Obviously, where he lives, it's not 10 o'clock at night. Steve he's feeling a bit rough. He had a few beers last night. Who else is not available? Tarek is available, but he's only available at 11. Bevel's not available, and yeah, pretty much everyone's not available apart from us three. So yeah, anyway, smash the likes, otherwise I'll triple jab you guys, and you don't want to be triple jabbed in it. You know what I mean? That's extreme, man. That's extreme. Get the likes, so make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel as well if you're new. News coming out today, lads. What's he called? Txiki is staying on until the end of the summer. I don't know if you guys seen this this news that came out earlier on. Jay, what do you think's going on here, bro?
Weird, isn't it?
Why is he staying?
I don't know.
Got wasted tickets, hasn't he?
Surely it's maybe, I don't know, just like a bit of a crossover process with Viana, maybe. I can't think of any other reason why it would be, just so that it's like a smooth transition. Maybe like work with him a bit throughout the summer, like discuss things together. Kind of like, I don't know, how much of the ropes does he need showing? Like, he's in and around the club now, isn't he? So I can't imagine, but I can't think of any other reason why he'd do it, to be honest.
Do you reckon it's because it could be a massive summer? Like loads of transfers out, loads of transfers in, and they're just gone.
Yeah, if they're preparing themselves for the summer that we've all been asking for and that we've all been speaking about for months, then we're expecting to be seeing potentially double figures out the door and double figures through the door, aren't we? So maybe they're just expecting like this massive overhaul, which sounds like it could be a two-man job. And I don't know, there was a bit of, but I know we signed 4 players in January, but there was a bit of strain and struggle around it, wasn't there, for the first couple of weeks where it didn't seem like a lot was going on. So yeah, maybe they look at it like a two-man job. One guy can be working on one deal over here, another guy can be working over another deal there. So it can only be a positive, really. Do you know what I mean? If they are planning this huge overall, so it's not a bad thing, I guess. But
for me, I definitely think that it indicates that we are in for a massive summer.
Yes, no,
like, I just don't see otherwise why he'd stay on.
It's a lot of deals, isn't it? It's going to be a lot of deals going on. It's that 2-week window, man. It doesn't just open and you start work. They'll be working on it 2 weeks before, and then once the window shuts, they're probably not going to stop doing the transfer business. They'll be the one that's going to happen in like another 4 weeks later, right, in June. Was it 1st of July? Is it something like that? It opens again. So it's a case of continuing the work, right? I think it's probably just a case of like he needs the help through the summer one, and then hand the reins over him to let him have the pre-season window to be his, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know, because if you think about it, right, so I've got 9 players on my list of like potential sell. Now I know that's not all going to happen like in this summer. Like it'll be spread over the next 2 summers, maybe the next 3. Who knows, right? And we need probably 5 or 6. I mean, we've had this conversation loads. I don't want to repeat the whole thing, right? So we won't go into detail. But we know we need a goalkeeper, maybe 2. That's 2 players. We need a right back, maybe 2. That could be 4. We might need a centre back. That's 5. We need 2 midfielders, 6, 7, and potentially a winger, 8. Right? So I think in a perfect world, and by the way, actually, you might put a left back, so maybe 9. In a perfect world, we need 9 players. In a perfect world. I know we're not going to sign 9 players, right? I'm not an idiot. But maybe they're trying to get in like the upper end. Maybe rather than getting 4, they're trying to get 5, 6, 7.
Yeah,
and they're going to go really. And then because of that, maybe they're going, that's probably not fair on Hugo Viana coming in in a summer, which is like probably the biggest summer we've had in like the last 5, 6 years. Brand new, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like,
and you want the best in the business there with you while you're doing it, right? Which Txiki is one of the best in the business.
Yeah, exactly.
And Viana's got his own little niche thing that he's going to bring to the table as well, hasn't he? We've all seen how he's worked previously in the past, but spotting young talent and things like that, bringing him into the clubs that he's worked at previously. So it'll probably be a bit of a yin and yang kind of thing with him and Txiki there. Obviously, Txiki's made some big deals for us in the past as well. So a little bit of a mix of styles kind of thing might do us good, man.
Yeah, well, it says on the report that they're going to be working side by side. So it doesn't sound like
I don't
Yeah,
mind.
it doesn't sound like Txiki is going to be the main guy, and behind it's like, oh,
Yeah.
it sounds like it's going to be a collaboration. I think, yeah, it sounds to me like I think they've realised that there's a lot of business to be done in the summer, and they've gone, Txiki, can you just stay and help him out? Because it's going to be
it's not just incomings either. You know, players have to get negotiated to leave too, and that takes up time.
I can't think of a bigger window for us, really, ever, apart from you think back to like the first takeover and things like that when we were when we were really trying to like put our stamp on.
Yeah, but nobody knew what to expect, then, did we? We had a lot of money was just thrown about. Yeah,
exactly.
This is now
when it actually comes to like make or break now. I actually can't think of a bigger transfer window than this one now, because this next window now is gonna define us for the next 10 to 12 years.
I've said the same thing.
And if we get it wrong, now, we're gonna have another 3-4 years of misery now trying to build our way back up. I mean, look at United now. They've gone so downhill because they've been handing out 5-6 year contracts to the wrong players. They've recruited poorly, and they don't look like they can get back to the levels that they was at 15 years ago. And if we don't want to become that club, we need to make sure that this window is fucking spot on, man. Because we can't be dishing out these 5-6 year contracts to players who are 2-3 years down the line. You're gonna look back and think the flops. So everything needs to be done right. And if that means a little bit of a transition period where Txiki's going to stick around and show Viana the ropes, work alongside him, then it can only be positive, man.
Yeah, I've said the same thing. I think this next transfer window in the summer sets us up for the next decade. Yeah. If you get it right, sweet, you're sorted. Because you get your core, you get your 5 or 6 in this summer, yeah. They're all mint, happy days. Next summer, you go back to signing 1 or 2 top players a summer, which is what we've done for the last couple of years. Gvardiol, Haaland, and you just keep on topping it up. Yeah. If you get it wrong, you're screwed. Look how hard it's been for us to get rid of Calvin Phillips.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nunes, we might struggle on Nunes to get rid of
him. On the wages that these players are on, you can't ship them off to anywhere, man.
And then obviously, because you're paying big money, 40 million, if you're then selling for 20 million, you're taking that loss straight away on like the PSR sort of side. So it's massive, you know what I mean? And yeah, maybe there's been a couple of reports. In fact, I think one of the super chats said it. Big old MCFC says, LB McCartle put an article saying Gundogan, Ederson, Ortega, Stones, Bernardo, McAtee, Grealish, Kovacic, Doku, Kevin De Bruyne could all go.
Believe the Doku part. I don't believe the Doku part. No, I don't think Doku's expendable in that list compared to the others.
I don't think Doku would go out of that list. But like the facts is, like I've got 9 on my sales list.
The rest of them, yeah, for sure.
They're all up for sale. Now we're not going to sell 9, or I very much highly doubt we're going to sell 9. But the fact is, we've got 9 players, maybe 10, on a list that we could go. Yeah, just pick 5 or 6 of them players and they can all leave. So there's a lot of stuff to be done. You know, the goalkeeper situation's very tricky. You know, you might have to sign 3 goalkeepers in the summer.
Yeah.
So a lot of work to do. And this is why I keep coming back to it, saying I think City should adopt a new policy when it comes to the transfer window. Of every summer, they should be spending at least 100 million quid buying players to keep it just moving along. Yeah,
100 million's like the old 40, 50 mil, isn't it? It's just literally you got to spend that now just to stand still. Really,
it's like doing a food shop like once a month in it. You don't do your food shop once a month in it. You do your big shop like every 2 weeks or something, and then in like the little weeks in between, you keep ticking over in it. You go to the shop, buy your essentials and stuff like that to just keep yourself ticking over. Otherwise, you do your big shop once a month in it. Come the 25th to the 30th of the month, you're going to start having empty shelves, man. And people trying and eating like pot noodles and shit to get you through the last few days.
What an analogy. What an analogy.
Keep it ticking over, keep getting your essentials, and you're never going to be in this situation, are you? So,
never go hungry, mate, will you?
Exactly.
But that's what we did in the summer. In the summer, we didn't keep it ticking over. We kept on shopping at Co-op Shop, man. And then obviously we went home one day, looked at the shelves, innit? And there was nothing there, man. And then now we're cooked. Now it's like, fucking hell, we need the paprika, we need the oregano, we need this, we need that, we need that. And now we're just fucking spending money for days. And because it was so dead, we're looking at our shelves, it's still looking pretty bare.
Yeah, and you have to go to like really expensive places like Waitrose, man. You don't particularly want to go there, but you've got to dip your hand in the expensive place to get what you need.
Facts.
Yeah.
Well, we're buying sourdough. You know what I'm saying? Like, well, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. So yeah, lad, MCFC, it's going to be a madness. I could see any of these players bar Doku. I don't think Doku will. I think Doku next year needs to connect to the team. If he doesn't, I think he'll leave at the end of next season. But I'd give him another year.
He's on last chance saloon, isn't he? I think next season.
Yeah,
he's definitely got enough talent for us to bank on him for one more year. Like this guy's ceiling could be fucking huge, man. If he does bring that like final ball and a little bit more composure in that final third, this guy could hit the heights of the best wingers in the world, man. Because there's no one better in the world than going past someone than Jeremy Doku. Do you know what I mean?
It's like unlocking a secret skill, right? Isn't it? He needs to unlock that secret skill that upgrade that he's not potentially got. But if he does it, he's just going to be.
And we've seen it happen before with like Sterling and Mahrez, who weren't great in like the first years at the club, and then they just turn it round, innit, and just start banging the goals in. And hopefully Doku will get to that stage. You've got to remember he's still really young, innit? So hopefully we get there. I believe in Doku, man. He's got.
Yeah, and I would say as well, if Grealish is going to be leaving, which we expect him to leave, he's on 300 grand a week. He hardly plays. You then down to 3 wingers. Now, do you really want to be getting rid of another winger when you've got all the other work to be getting on with? Goalkeepers, centre backs, right backs, midfielders. Nah, it's too much. We're creating ourselves another headache there. Yeah, leave Doku for next year. Once we've done the core rebuild this summer, we get to next summer and go, right, what's Doku saying? Is he cool?
You've got to be prioritising who's going and who's coming out. You can't just say, right, clean slate. Some of them people on that list will stay. The ones that you don't even think. I think Bernardo stays just purely because he's a prisoner, right? He ain't going nowhere.
Doku's on peanuts as well compared to the rest of these guys. If you look at Doku's contract compared to some of the unks, man, like he's the last of our worries.
He's probably on a fortune for assists and just going broke, that lad.
Yeah. Smash these likes up, people. If you've not done so already, man, let me have a look at some of these chats. Man, we got Second City Saints says sack, Txiki and Fraudiola.
Come off it, man.
Said that. He then said, LB, get a Carlo Ancelotti kind of manager, then we won't need world-class player in each position, says Second City State.
Oh, yeah.
Get out of town.
Let's just get an 80-year-old old man in who's been like gifted the best teams in the world. And they've all got the players on a free with dodgy contracts and stuff like that, and expect him to do.
Let's get Mourinho. Fuck it, let's just ruin everything.
To do this big overhaul of players. Do you know what I mean? Ancelotti's an absolute frigging dinosaur, man. We don't need people like that nowadays. Nah.
Get Mourinho. Fuck it, let's just throw everything away. Get Mourinho in. Have 4 seasons of pure carnage and left with the shit squad.
Did you see him ripping the nose off that manager? that manager yesterday.
He's a madman, isn't he? He's a proper terrorist, isn't he? He is.
That manager diving on the floor as well, man. It was funny.
You know it's going to be company next manager, man. You know, Alonso Stocks, man, knocked out of a 3rd division team. You know that? Crazy.
Yeah, well, the company hate has really died down, hasn't it, the last couple of weeks?
Of course it has, because people are starting to realise that he's actually doing a good job, man.
Doing a good job, yeah.
He's actually doing a good job. Has it been perfect? No, but it's his first.
In the Champions League. Obviously, smashing up the Bundesliga against a team that went unbeaten last year. Do you know what I mean? He's done more than enough in his first season.
Exactly. He's doing well. It'll be interesting if he gets past into Milan. I think then you got to give him respect, mate. Semi-finals in his first ever Champions League as a manager. That's impressive. That's impressive if he gets past into Milan.
100%, yeah. Do you know what? I hope they win the champs, to be honest. Just for him, innit?
Well, part of me does, but then part of me is like, get him at City and let him win it for the first time as a City manager. I think that'd be pretty cool. But
very true, yeah.
Yeah. Let me just finish these super chats. We'll continue to speak about Txiki. If you guys have just joined, Txiki's staying until the end of the summer now. He was due to leave, well, basically any time now and let Viana take over. But it has now been not confirmed officially, but like everyone's saying that Txiki will now stay with Viana until the end of the summer transfer window and let Viana take over completely then. Bill Mika says Costa, Bastoni, Cambiasso, Camavinga, Verts, Rodrigo. I don't know about the goalkeeper, but that's
a wet dream window, isn't it? That is a wet dream window.
How much would that cost? So 50 mil for the goalkeeper, Bastoni, about 70, about 110, Cambiasso 50, 160, Camavinga 100.
Yeah, probably, yeah. Verts upwards of 100 as well. Rodrigo like 80, I'd say, maybe.
Yeah. 400 million.
450.
400 million if you're lucky.
Send it. We'll make more than half of that off the players going out the door. So I'm more than happy to send that.
Yeah, that'd be amazing. I think what Charlie as well said to someone say you need a winger. Yeah, but just not Jared.
Oh, not Bowen again, man. Come on, Charlie, bro.
Yeah.
Did you not get beat? Did you not get beat off Wolves 1-0 last night? Where was Bowen?
I think they're like 16th in the league, man.
Mate, there are space above Wolves in the league, and they got beat last night. And Bowen absolutely blanked. So I can't be taking bums like that on board at City. He had one chance this week, Charlie, after you ran on Friday. Yeah? He had one chance, and he absolutely fumbled the bag, mate. I don't want him no more. I listened to you and got punked.
No, it's facts, man. It's facts. All right, and let's talk a bit about transfers. We will come on to the United game on Sunday in a bit, but obviously it's a big summer. We got these two lads in there. What sort of names are we looking at then? Obviously, the first thing is still just bubbling away. Does he want to join? Yay or nay? We still don't fully know. Goalkeeper, who knows? Where are we at with the left-back situation? Obviously, Gvardiol played centre-half again. Nico Ryder coming at left-back. Do we need a left-back? I know you like Anthony Robertson, innit, Jay? From
yeah, I do like
Robertson.
It's I just think if he's got the whole package, Robinson, and like he's a proper. Do you know what I've not seen us have for ages? A proper solid like 1v1 fullback. Maybe not
throwback. He's a throwback, isn't he?
Yeah, like
he's a throwback.
Since like prime Ake, right? When Ake played left back for us, he was mint at 1-on-1 defending, innit? But Robinson's got that, but he's got the going forward as well. Like I think he's put more crosses into the box than like most of the league.
Like the top 3 stats for loads of things in that.
Exactly. Yeah, so he's one of them. He's one of them that, I mean, we've had the company who's been not the company. We've had the Walker who's been like the solid 1v1 defender, but he's been lacking going forward. We've had the Gvardiol who's mega at going forward, but then people say like he's a bit lax when he drops back into that left back position defensively. And I think Robinson has got both of those like things on lock, man. He goes forward, puts crosses into the box. Look at his assist stats this year for a fullback.
He's interceptions and tackles are well there, aren't they?
He's mint 1v1. I've seen him. He's had 2 great games against Salah this year, who's everyone says is the best player in the league. So yeah, I do like Robinson a lot, man. And there's not many left backs about, is there? So
my worry is far too obvious for us to sign, and we don't particularly ever go for proper fullbacks. And I reckon Liverpool are going to be in the market for him, and that's where he's going to end up. And
they want Kirkes apparently, don't they, from Bournemouth?
I don't know, man. I reckon they'll be Robinson's going to one of the
Robinson's finished, isn't he? He's shit, Robinson now.
Yeah,
Robinson now.
Anthony Robinson's going to end up either at Liverpool or Chelsea. Arsenal won't sign him, but he's going to go to one of them clubs. He's one of them particular signs where you just go to the next level of the top 3 or 4 clubs.
He deserves it, to be fair.
Oh yeah, he's absolutely in the right.
I think it would be nice to get a fullback that could actually like play old school fullback, you know, rather than sort of like.
Imagine how good it'd be to have a decent left back, man. I don't think. When was the last time we had one?
Just an out left back,
like a proper left back.
Yeah, maybe
Gail Clichy, probably.
Think about who we've gone through. Delph a midfielder, Zinchenko a midfielder, Ake a centre-back, Gvardiol a centre-back. Do you know what I mean? We've not had an out-and-out left-back in years, man. Maybe nearly a decade. So, yeah, it'd be nice to have someone to just slot in there permanently going forward.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see if we do that. I don't think we will get a left-back, personally. I think the priorities will be the other side. I think Cambiasso will be signed, because he can play left back as well.
He plays multiple positions. He's a unicorn.
Yeah.
He's just a utility player, and he'll just play across the whole.
I think that's why we'll get him. You know, and maybe next summer of 2026, they might look at a left back.
Yeah. Listen, I fucking love Josko Gvardiol, man. I think he's the best at attacking left back in the world, and I'd be more than happy to go forward with him as a full-time option there if needs be. But you've got to give him the proper cover as well. Let him have a game at centre-back. Let him pull him out. Do you know, this guy's been running to the ground this year because we've literally got no backup for him in that position. And even now, when we've got Nico to fill in for him for a few games, he's got to fill in at centre-back because we're fucking short there.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's why, for me, you need to, if you don't sign a left-back and you get Cambiasso, you've got to sign 2 right-backs, in my opinion, because Cambiasso will need to be used at left back next year, because you need to look at Gvardiol this year. And for me, I think the management have to be planning to be giving Josko Gvardiol some rest next year already,
They've got
before the season's even started because he's played so much football.
Oh, we're gonna have another Rodri on our hands, aren't we?
You're gonna have another Rodri on your hands. He's gonna get a hamstring and you're gonna be cooked. So for me, if you're not gonna sign a left back, you want to sign Cambiasso. That's chill, but go and get another right back as well because then you can rotate and you can play Cambiasso left back a bit. You can drop Gabardio, give him a rest. You've got to be taking this squad situation serious, because it's obviously. Like, I just don't think the clubs are, not just City, I think all clubs, I don't think clubs are taking it seriously enough. And they're leaving themselves short. You know what I mean? You can't be playing Gabardio fucking 55 games a season for club and country when he's bombing up and down the wing. It's not possible. It's a miracle that he's not got injured properly this season.
And this is a young guy as well. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think everyone forgets how young Guardiola actually is.
22, isn't he?
Yeah, it's crazy. You know what I mean? And if we run him into the ground by the time he's 26, 27. I mean, you look at people like Bernardo now who look 4 years older than what their actual age is. Do you know what I mean? Because they've been ran into the ground that much over the years. We don't want to be in that position, man, where these players are being overplayed and they're looking like absolute old fogies by the time they're 28. Do you know what I mean?
100%. Where are you two at with the centre back thing? Because I'm very like, I don't know if we need one. What are you saying?
Well, it depends who goes out the door, really. I mean, a couple of months ago, we was all calling for the heads of Stones and your Akanjis and your Akis just on the basis that they can't stay fit.
I think one of those three goes.
So you'd imagine at least one of them would have to go, wouldn't you?
I think one of those three goes. And for me, it's likely to be Akanji, I think. And
he's not putting much, like, hoping to me with the limited minutes that Vita Hayes is getting and stuff like that. So I'd probably like at least one new face in there, I think, in the summer. But like you say, it's not as important as other positions on the pitch. But I'd love like a Bramthwaite or something. I've really enjoyed seeing us have a left-footed centre-back the last couple
That's
of
why
months.
I think that's why I think he keeps Ake. That's why I think he stays.
Yeah, like I really think
balance.
More balanced,
yeah, he can play left back when needed to.
To have an extra option, I think, in that position as a left-footed centre back, I think would be great. And I think Bramthwaite comes in homegrown, young, is a dogged defender like Everton have proven this year and last year. Most clean sheets in the league, left-footed, and we've seen that he can ball out a bit as well. Got a bit of a range of passing on him, hasn't he? So I think that would be a great signing for us.
Yeah, I'd definitely be down for it, for Bramthwaite. And he should get him at a semi-decent price because he's only got a year left on his contract. He's prem-proven, homegrown. But like for me, it's all on Hayes, man. Like this guy, I just don't think Pep is just not trusting him at the moment properly. And that's a problem because if he doesn't trust him now, will he trust him
People adapt differently to the league and the culture and different changes, It will. I reckon it's one of them. You just got a young lad like that. If you hit the ground running, you've done all right. But if you don't, give him a year to settle in.
I do agree.
30 million on him.
It's just a bit.
It doesn't matter, mate. Because if in 2 years' time he's worth 60 and you're selling, then
he's coming for a similar price at a similar age to Cousinov, hasn't he? And just look at the faith that Pep's put into one compared to the other. Do you know what I mean? Hayes hasn't even had a shout in the shit fixtures against some of the teams in the FA Cup. Do you know what I mean? So it
might just be like a natural level underneath those right now, but in terms of developing his football brain and that, he might just. You never know. I just wouldn't put too much into it. I'd ignore the money and the price, and just say maybe. Well, when Arsenal was it signed? When Arsenal signed Gabriel, whatever it was, no one really knew much about him. At the time they spent a bit of what did he cost, about 18 million or something.
Yeah, I don't think it was mega.
Yeah, but we're talking 6 years ago, right, when he signed in, wasn't it?
Yeah, he had had it for a while. Yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, if you think about it now, inflation up a bit, probably the same sort of stature and price of what somebody paid for Gabriel.
Yeah.
So.
Probably. Yeah.
Hopefully he comes good, man. But, yeah, I'd like to see him get a few more minutes before.
If you let Akanji go, you've definitely got to buy 2 right-backs.
Because he's genuinely at the club right now, all fully fit. He's probably your only competent right back. Would you agree?
Agreed.
Really? Nunes and Rico have both got absolute stinkers in them. Do you know what I mean? I wouldn't mind Cousinov there. He's done all right, but again, it's not his main position, is it? So I see Akanji as a better right back than a centre back personally. I think he's had his best
No,
games for us.
I agree.
So.
I agree. Yeah, if you get rid of Akanji, and there was some rumours, weren't there, a couple of weeks ago saying Akanji was being linked with Real Madrid. I don't know if you guys seen that.
Really?
Yeah.
I think he's the one that'd leave. To be fair,
he's the one that you'd make profit on as well because we paid peanuts for him as well.
So you get rid of him, you get him Branthwaite. You got a homegrown, so you've actually +1 your homegrown situation. Then you would obviously then get rid of one of John Stones or Ake next year, and then obviously sort out your homegrown situation. Then, yeah, but you would need to sign 2 right backs.
But then we're keeping Stones and Ake, who you could argue are more injury prone than Akanji is.
Yeah, they just make up one defender, right? You'd probably get a full season between them.
Yeah, but then, Jay. Yeah, but then you've got let's say we actually do what we should do and sign 2 right backs. Right, so you got your 2 right backs. You've got Diaz, Huzanov, Branthwaite, yeah, and then you've
Guardiola can play there.
Yeah, then you've got Stones and Ake behind them. So you've got 5 defenders for 2 positions, and then you've still got Gvardiol who
and
could play
Bar
there
if he comes in as well. But
so you've got 6. Basically, you've got 6 centre backs for 2 positions.
I personally think we might lose 2 of those 3, but I don't know. It's hard, isn't it? It's hard to say. Your heartstrings pray that we keep Ake and Stones, but it's
that's it. We've talked, haven't we, about like sentiment and stuff.
Yeah,
I think there's some sentiment left in Pep for those 2.
I think it'd be hard for both of them to stay though. No,
because if they fit and they can stay out, they can stay fit. They fucking arguably could be starting games. You know what I mean?
I genuinely think they're both probably in our strongest back 4 still fully.
They're still very much like it's a toss of a coin between Diaz and Stones and Ake and Guardiola centre back at the minute, or Kusanov. There's 5 straight away. You know, so if either of them started in the game, no matter what the combination is, I'd be like, that's solid. You know.
Do you know what would wind me up as well? Would still Stones, and he'd do a full season next year.
He 100% will do that.
Like 65 games.
Fully fit, absolutely.
He won't get a single injury. He'll
be at Bayern Munich or something with company and just play every single game all season, win the treble or something, and it'll wind me up. But
Prime Beckenbauer at the back and just
roll. That will definitely happen. You got to prepare yourself for that. Yeah, that's where I'm at with it, man. I think we need to be going into this season with at least 8, ideally 9 defenders.
Yeah. Because we're always destined to lose 5, aren't we?
Because if you go in with 9, people will say, that's a lot, LB. It's not, because Stones and Ake will be injured at the same time at some point. So then you're down to 7 straight away.
And 2 of them are young as well. 2 of them are very young and inexperienced as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Technically, so you're down to 5 off the rip, aren't you? Who are guaranteed starters.
Yeah, exactly. So go in with the season with 9 if you keep in Stones and Ake. Because as soon as you get to playing a game every 3 days and Stones or Ake are injured at the same time, you'll benefit from having them extra players. You really, really will. So that's what I do with the defense. Moving into midfield, yeah, it's a bit weird, isn't it? Like, have any of you seen this Hugo Larsson guy we've been linked with recently?
No,
from Frankfurt.
Only people just started glazing in bad.
Yeah, I've seen bits and bobs on Twitter, but I've not seen anything of him. I've never watched him. So
no, we've been linked with him. £60 million move. They reckon that's the rumor going around at the moment. Plays for Frankfurt. He'd be the all-rounder. So because obviously I think most people agree that we need like an all-rounder and then
again. No, we've also said though that we don't want these like unproven like talents.
Yeah, I agree.
Do you know what I mean? I don't want my midfielder to be if but or maybe in it. I want someone that's ready-made to come in and go straight into that team. Hugo Larsson, do you know what I mean? No one knows who the guy is. He's young, a bit of a risk. Plays in a for a team who, do you know what I mean? Like the Germany league's not the best, is it? Bar the top 3 or 4, maybe. So I don't know. I don't know about midfielders coming in. Like the centre backs have come in, they've got enough cover there, aren't they? To give them like rotational minutes and stuff like that. But when we're talking about midfielders, like look at McAtee and stuff this year, they don't really get a sniff, do they? So to bring someone young like that in straight away and just hope that he's good, I'm not the biggest fan of that.
You could get away with that, having a young kid come in midfield if we had Prime Gundogan and De Bruyne. And
yeah, but they're all out the door, aren't they? Yeah.
You know, but they're not. They're arguably on the down quick. So this player that's going to come in has got to be literally ready to be in the 11 straight away.
Well, that's one of the problems we've got is that all the players that we're buying, maybe by one, we need starters and they need to be mint. Like we can't be having like Savio projects or Doku projects.
That's what makes you think that we're going to keep Bernardo or something.
Projects.
That's what makes you think we're going to keep experienced players for that.
Yeah.
Oh, Bernardo said last night, didn't he? Like about age and stuff. He said everyone says we're like 38. I'm 30. You know what I mean? Other players are 30. We're not done.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean,
well, some of them are not done, but some of them are clearly done. Some of them.
I think Bernardo does stay, mate. I think
he stays. Yeah.
And I think we probably lose Gundo and Kovacic, and then maybe De Bruyne. He's the 50-50 one.
To be fair, though, on Gundo, right now he's got some legs. Now he's got legs in midfield, and he's not fucking out of his depth, running, just chasing a chicken on the pitch. He's looked good. He's looked like he's stuck in 6 months, but he's good now. Now he's sort of like hitting a bit of form, man. I mean,
since Nico Gonzalez came,
since he's had someone there who can do a bit.
Yeah, and he doesn't have to play the 6 no more and be chasing shadows defensively.
Yeah.
Get him on the ball, man. Do you see his run last night where he just sprint all the way forward, and then he had no one to pass to because he smoked everyone.
Oh, he was great last night. He really, really was.
I think I think it was between him and Savio for man of the match yesterday. I thought they were both.
I think I give it Savio just. But yeah, no, Gundogan was good. But I won't be keeping Gundogan next year. He's 35.
He's done his job for us this year, hasn't he?
Yeah,
not the best at times, but I mean, he's still filling in games like last night where he's had a decent game, considering his age and considering what he's looked like in previous games. So yeah, fair play to him, man. Give him a good buy in that. But
I think there's a possibility he might just hang around for a year on like a player coach contract.
Well, wasn't there something in his contract where we was liable to give him another year if he played over a certain amount of games?
Definitely, and he's played to every game.
So you'd expect So you'd expect that to have been sprung now. The amount of minutes that he's played. So, would he not be stupid to turn that down for another guaranteed year?
Okay, no, he's played 41 matches.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So is he going to say no to another year on the money that we're paying him now? Nah. And then probably he'll only play like 20 games next year in his retirement season.
There's something to be said, right? We need to keep the old pros around. You know, because look at the sessions of one we've had that have been around the club, and Fernandinho, he was around to the end. Company was, you know what I mean? We need these sort of players there who have been there, done it, worn the t-shirt, won the trebles. You know what I mean? He might not play a lot, but to have those people in the dressing room and who people can look up to, I think they're so vital. And we can't just cut them all off.
Nah, don't cut them
all off.
But
I think it's just
don't cut them all off.
We all want shiny new toys, right? We all do, but some of them have to stay.
Yeah, I get that, innit? I get that, but you've got to get rid of a lot of them.
I think we lose out of Gundo, Kovacic, Bernardo, KDB. I think you're going to lose 2 and keep 2.
Lose 2, keep 2.
I think so. Yeah, I'm not sure on which.
Yeah, I think. I'm with you. I mean, I was saying about Gundo, but I think he'll probably go. I think it'll be a personal thing for him. He'll just probably say, "Yeah, thanks, I'm done," and go somewhere else. He realizes that he probably not up to it. But I think KDB and Bernardo stay.
I'd swing more towards them 2 as well. I think. Yeah. Bernardo's the youngest one, isn't he? First of all. He's still covered the most ground of any player in the league this year, I think, or he's in the top 5.
Yeah, we're not ready for a midfield starting the season now. We have Rodri, Bernardo, and fucking Kovacic.
Yeah,
I'm just not ready for that.
And the thing is with Bernardo, I know he's not been great this year, but like because he is only 30, he could get better next year.
Again, with the team improving around him.
Because he's had a bad year, right? But he could get better next year. Gundogan's 35. It's unlikely. Yeah, it's unlikely that Gundogan is going to get better next year when he's 35 years old. And Kovacic is just a ceiling player because he can only do so much, Kovacic. And if you've got Gonzalez, you're buying another one. I don't think you need Kovacic necessarily.
He's the one that of all those wouldn't be missed.
I agree. I think he's the worst.
Yeah.
Just because we've got everything that he brings to the table, really, we can kind of replace.
Well, yeah, exactly. Where would he get in the team? If you've got Rodri back, you've got Nico Gonzalez, and we buy another one, he wouldn't get in the
Just a
team.
mid ball carrier.
He never really got minutes when all of them was fit anyway, did he?
So if
you
you are bringing in like a guaranteed number 11, starting 11 player, just throws him down further down the list, and he just, I don't know.
And I reckon you could probably get 10 million for Kovacic, 10, 15 mil. He's only 30, isn't he?
We'll mug someone off for that.
Still decent there. So yeah, out of those, I'd probably go Bernardo, and just depends on. I'd definitely let Gundogan and Kovacic go. Yeah. I wouldn't keep them. And then if KDB wants to stay, cool, keep him and Bernardo. If he doesn't, just keep Bernardo. I don't think you need to keep two. I think if KDB don't want to stay or whatever, just keep Bernardo. Let the other three go, and I think you're chilling then.
When I said about Bernardo about a month ago, I got roasted about staying.
Yeah, people are on him, man, this year.
I said Bernardo will be the one that stays out of them all, and everyone was like, nah, I'm not having that. Get him gone, he's wank, get him gone.
You might have said it after a stinky performance. Or...
Probably. It's likely, isn't it?
He's had a poor year, hasn't he, man? But you've got to think about it. The whole squad's had a poor year. Do you know what I mean?
But when Bernardo's on it, he's on it.
He is on it, and he's a big game player, Bernardo, as well, man. Who better that has stepped up in previous years against your Madrids and your Liverpools and your Uniteds and stuff like that? He's always the one with that big bit of dog in him, innit? And he's like we say, he's the youngest of the bunch. So I
think he'd take a bad season this year personally, and actually fucking want to do something about it. You feel that's the sort of character he is.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Apart from all that propaganda that come out this week where he'd clocked where he's the slowest player statistically.
Oh shit! Yeah.
But
he's ran the most though.
Craig Dawson from Wolves.
He's ran the most distance though, or something.
I think he was third on kilometres covered. Yeah,
so he ran the most, but he's the slowest. Right, first. All right then. What about the wingers? Because I tell you, lads, I think we need to sign a winger. Sorry, I really do.
Yeah, I do think so. I think the ones that we've got at the moment. I've got those high ceilings where they could be up here in 2-3 years' time, but we need someone to come in, man, who brings that secondary threat on goal with proven numbers. We can't keep relying on Haaland to be the only one to score goals, because like he has been the last couple of weeks. If he's not putting his chances away, then we're pretty much fucked, aren't we? I know Marmoush has come in to kind of change that up a bit, but he's not a winger, is he? I don't see Marmoush as a winger. So to have a player like that who puts up numbers, your Sterlings, your Mahrezes, your Sanes, we've missed those players so much since I've left the club. Just as a secondary threat on goal, man. And to put up 15, 20 goals in a season across all competitions. So not only a good winger, but someone who consistently puts up numbers week in, week out, we need to look for, I think.
So who are we saying are the wingers that we've got then for next season? Because
Bob, Doku, Savio.
Yeah, right. I think
may not having Marmoush as a ad hoc winger.
I think I'm
not keen on him.
I'd say you'd put Marmoush and Foden as the same thing that they could play.
Who could?
So I think Marmoush might be deployed sometimes, like Foden was last year, left wing inverted.
Drifting off.
But I still think we need an out and out winger who's just a natural winger who knows how to score goals, because it's too much pressure on Haaland. Far too much pressure. If he doesn't score, who's scoring in the team? We need to get another winger that can actually put numbers up there.
Our left back.
Now, who that is, I don't know. Can you get Rodrigo out of Madrid? Would you take Sane back? Embuemo at Brentford, would you want him? There are a few names out there. Yeah, but it's got to be a proven player. It's got to be someone that's like done it for a number of years. It can't be like some 19-year-old. We've got too many 19-year-olds. Yeah, we need an experienced player, 24 or over, who's done it for 2-3 years consistently.
Are we seriously considering Sane? Come on, are you? Is that just not nostalgia and you've not?
It's a tough one, isn't it? Because I do feel like it's nostalgia driven on the main part, but the fact that it's going to be on a free as well.
Doesn't matter to me. If he pays us, it doesn't bother me. I won't have him anywhere near club.
And you know, even when he has been a bit injury prone, Sane, he still puts up numbers. You know, like in the games that he does play, like when he's fit, he's still putting up good.
For me, you say you're done and you want to go for another club and fuck off and never come back. Simple as that, mate.
And as much
Done.
as we love
I don't
him,
think there's no way back for me.
there was a reason why Pep got rid in the first place, isn't there?
Yeah.
They clearly had an issue. He clearly didn't like his work rate, and he didn't fit into how he wanted these wingers to be deployed, did he? So I highly doubt Pep would bring him back. But yeah, it's hard to turn him down in it because we all love Sane so much, man. He was good whilst he was here.
This one's a shout. Lookman, he'll be available because he's definitely leaving Atlanta.
I don't know about him either, you know.
He's a good player, you know. He's a good player. He's got a hat trick in Europa League final. He cooked Real Madrid this season, you know. Cooked him.
I just see him as another, like, one of those like Everton rejects who you.
He's a Tottenham player. He's got Tottenham player at Logan where he's just not
like
good enough.
Your Hudson-Odois and your Elangas and your.
I don't know, man. I think he's a good player, you know.
Because I think if one of them two went over to the Italian league, I think they'd look absolutely fucking mint as well. Do you know what I'm saying? But I think it's a different ballgame. The Premier League. We've seen Lookman in the Premier League. He couldn't even get a look in at Everton. Over like Damare Gray and shit.
18 goals, 7 assists though this year,
just
bro.
Another Damare Gray, man. I'm telling you now, send Hudson-Odoi over to the Italian league. He'll have 20 goals, 20 assists.
Dwight McNeil would do it. He'd have 20 GNA over there easily.
Yeah, I'm not sold on Lookman at all. I'd take Bowen over Lookman, and that's coming from.
Does Baina score goals?
He's more of a creator, isn't he?
How many goals has he scored this year?
I think his stats are all massive on like chances created.
Yeah, so he's got 6 goals, 7 assists in 26 games. So I need a bit more than that, me.
I think we missed out on the most suited player that we ever would have got. Was that Kvaratskhelia, whatever he's called?
Oh yeah,
he would have been.
And Elise, him as well, bro.
Like we should have got him when we was linked.
Kvaratskhelia would absolutely fly in our team.
I agree.
He would take the piss.
He's mega. And there's a couple more over there at PSG. They've got a few of them who would have that Doué that's just coming through. He looks fucking mint. Again, though, a bit of a risk because of how young he is. But he's barely getting a game at the moment with Dembele and Kvaratskhelia, is it? I quite like the look of that Javi Simons as well. But he's more of that kind of a Marmoush type who's more of a centre attacking mid than a winger. But yeah, there's a few good options out there. But yeah, out and out winger.
What about Barcola? You like Barcola?
Yeah, Barcola was meant for that. I was just saying to Pulpy then that most of them lads over there at PSG are shit hot at the moment, aren't they? And they can't all be starting for him. They've got Dembele, Barcola, Kvaratskhelia, and Doué. Do you know what I mean? 4 of them all vying for 2 spots.
That's what we want, though.
I wouldn't mind.
If we want that at our club and we want 4 players in 2 positions and say you've got to fight out, then surely they want to be like that as well. So they're not going to let any of them go.
Yeah.
If they've got the same mentality that we want to win everything, then they're going to have players like that. And
just think if there's any well, who's like the next Elise, innit? Where's Elise?
There's no one about, man. As football fell off. Or what?
Oh, 100%. I say this all the time. It's dead.
Think of the superstars that we had 10, 15 years ago. Yeah, that you'd be talking about as wingers and who were just absolutely mega players. And now look at the names we're throwing out, like all these like young unknown French lads, just to try and get someone through the door. Like
you know what it is, right? We're so used to seeing names banded about on social media. Everyone knows everyone. FIFA lets you know everyone. And nobody surprises you anymore. I don't know if you've ever played Football Manager, but if you ever do like 10, 15 seasons on Football Manager, just games become dead because you don't know anyone.
Yeah. And now we're talking about 100 million for like Tyler Diblin and shit like that.
Yeah, so.
Do you know what I mean? We've gone from 30 million Rubinho and having the celebrations of our lives to 100 million for Tyler Diblin. Do you know what I'm saying, man? What is going on in this fucking world right now?
So the players that are out there, it's just we only shop at the top of the tree now, or the very, very pinnacle of young players. Whereas if it would have been 15, 20 years ago, if we were like City were in like 2010 trying to pick these players off, you'd be looking at players like Eze or something. You'd be thinking, this guy's mint. We'll get him. He'll be mint for us. And we're just well above that now. So the pool of players that we could that could change our team are really small.
Mm-hmm. And then those top level ones are all just completely unattainable, aren't they? Like the very top of the class, your Mbappe's, your Vinny Juniors, like you're just getting nowhere near them nowadays.
I still try and go for Rodrigo, man.
I know you keep pushing for Rodrigo.
I try. I know it's gonna be difficult, man, but like, bro, you just try in it.
I have a feeling he's gettable because
I think he gettable.
I genuinely think they're heading for a breakdown.
You think you're getting him and Camavinga though?
Oh shit.
I don't.
The way their team is and the way they behave, and they're all like proper man babies, and they're just signing dickheads. I think they're in. Once Ancelotti goes, they're going to be in for a bit of an awakening there. And players like Rodrigo are quite subdued and quiet and just crack on with it. They could be persuaded to go. You know, I'm telling you, they would be like, you know what, fuck it, I'm off here. Because I feel like their dressing room is sort of becoming dickheadish.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, Rodrigo's been there a while, isn't it?
Yeah.
So who'd you rather have then if you could only have one? If Real Madrid, obviously you're not getting them both, are you? So if Real Madrid said to you, right, there's a deal on the table, right? We can talk to you about Camavinga or we can talk to you about Rodrigo, but you're not having both of them. Which one of the two would you go for?
Secret answer number C, Valverde.
True. I don't think
he would solve everything there's wrong with our team.
He's like he's been their captain this year, hasn't he, Valverde? I can't see him letting him go.
Yeah.
But go on, out of them two, who are you saying both on the table?
I'd probably go Rodrigo.
For our team right now, Rodrigo, yeah.
Because I feel like
Camavinga, mate.
No, I'll tell you why, Jay, because like you just said, the winger market's so dead.
Yeah, I guess so.
I feel like Camavinga. I feel like you don't get Camavinga. I still think there's quite a few midfield. I feel like the midfield market's still pretty strong for those type of players. Like you can still get a pretty solid all-round midfield player.
Do you reckon we were scraping the barrel in January, man? Trying to
I think you can. I think there's a few out there. I think you'll be able to find one. But the winger market is just dead. So I think the drop off to Camavinga to the next guy you get in that position won't be as big as the drop off from Rodrigo to the next.
Well, Camavinga can't even get in there starting 11. You know what I mean?
Who?
Camavinga can't even get in there starting 11 in his main position.
He must have been injured, surely.
Why is he left back all the time, doesn't he? He just can't get in.
There we go. That's Pep all over for you.
I think Rodrigo on the right would be insane for us. Rodrigo on the right would just be a disgrace here.
I know, and then stick Savio back on the left where he's been played his best games. Savio, Haaland, Rodrigo. Two Brazilians.
Rodrigo said some nice things about us, hasn't he? He's the one that only Real Madrid player that's actually like been really positive about us.
He said he said he said this like last year or 2 years ago. He said we played the best football in the world.
Yeah, and like buzzing the stadium and like and all that sort of stuff.
What's he glazing for, man?
Yeah, he was glazing us hard, man. He was saying like the atmosphere was class and like he loved it and shit and all this kind of stuff.
I bet he stepped over our badge on the side of the pitch as well, didn't he?
Yeah, he probably did.
Yeah, I'm not having that. Nah, I won't having that. Nah, fuck him off.
Absolute wokey pokey Brazilian man.
If we start seeing on his Instagram or something like that and talking English, then we're having him. English lessons, something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I definitely keep you out at Real Madrid, man, because they've got a lot of players. You know, Ardagula's going to leave. You know, he'll go. Like they've got a couple of them, man. So yeah. Let me do some of these super chats, man. Bill to Second City Saints says So Txiki does not want his reputation to be what a horrible mess of a squad he left us. Nepotism at its finest. I thought Chaldean was more ruthless than this, says Second City Set. Yeah, but the thing is, though, Second City Set, he's working with Viana, isn't it? I think Viana is going to have a big say in this as well.
Yeah, and if Txiki really wanted to, he could have just dipped, do you know what I mean? And say, it's your problem now. Do you know what I'm saying?
He could have been off on 31st of January and said, there you go, there's the window. I've dropped an absolute ball of the window. There you go.
I think we're having a big summer, man. I think we've got a big summer, bro. Big up to Alex who says keep seeing names like Wirtz, Camavinga. We ain't getting any of them without playing Champions League next year. Focus on that first, then the summer, says Alex.
This is why we was arguing earlier this year about what was more important, getting through that game against getting through that knockout the group into playing Real Madrid or like securing top 5. Do you know what I mean? And those legs against Real Madrid, we ended up losing 2 of our centre backs, put us in a bit of a shit position for pushing for that top 5 now. And I genuinely do think it will play a massive massive impact on who will come through the door if we don't secure Champions League football next year. I do agree with.
Do you, Pulpy?
No, I completely disagree.
Do you think
I
Camavinga and Wirtz are going to come to us over?
Absolutely.
Over
I think absolutely.
That are in the. I think you're talking.
Absolutely, I think they would.
I think they would.
But based off what though? Like it's like, for example,
based off the project that starts the players
going for Wirtz, yeah, and it's a level playing field. But they look and think City haven't got Champions League next year. Real Madrid have. Who's Wirtz going to choose in that situation? Oh, I'm going to go City because they're like I don't think
his decision. It's not like finished 16th and had a shit season, is it? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
we might have finished one place
one
away.
Time. I think if Wirtz is deciding between City and Real Madrid, his decision is not going to come down to one season of what competition are they in. He's going to think about where is he living. He's going to think about the coach. He's going to think about where can he get his best football. He's not going to think, one season. That's very short-term sighted. This is a one-off. If we don't get Champions League this year, which I think we will anyway, it's very short-sighted to be like, well, City out in Champions League this year.
Football players haven't got time to be long-sighted.
Nah, I don't think
they've
so.
Got to think about they've got to think about
Casemiro, yeah, Pogba, Aubameyang, all joined teams that are not in the Champions League.
I do what you say, no, Jay, because when Hazard was linked with us and then all of a sudden Chelsea won the Champions League, he went to them and not us. He kind of got.
They plays a massive part in it.
They do some dodgy deal.
I don't think it matters to us. I mean, I'd like to think we are probably the second best team in the league, in the world, for attracting us behind Real Madrid at the minute. Yeah. Barcelona are probably quite close because everyone bombs Barcelona, right? But, you know, we are the draw.
I think any realistic, ambitious footballer is going to want to go to a club naturally who was playing in the Champions League.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
He's also, what is he, 20 years old, Wirtz? He's 20?
He's young, yeah.
Yeah, so he spent 10 years watching City dominate football in Europe.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
But yeah, that's us. That's from us looking from from a blue point of view in it. We know how great this club is, but from a guy who plays over in Germany, like looking in, he's not going to have that same pull towards the club as we do.
No, they do. You look at if you think about it, right? If he's looking at the leagues in Europe and stuff, which they all do, and he's seen De Bruyne go from the German league to there and become arguably the greatest midfielder the Premier League's ever seen, you know, and. Let's say their talent at that age De Bruyne Wirtz is probably a higher rated player than De Bruyne was at that age.
Probably,
and the prestige of the Premier League and what that brings. All the best players go there, barring a few that get their head turned by Real Madrid. You know,
I think that is
think about it as a long-term project as a player of that quality. Would you go there? I think you would, but
I think he already is high profile. Whereas I think De Bruyne wasn't kind of at that level yet when he came to us. He was obviously good.
Is he really that high profile? Really?
I think he's probably the most sought after midfielder in world football. Yeah.
But is he really that high profile just because he's had a good season a really good season and a half at Leverkusen?
And I think it comes down to as well the rare commodity of that position. Like there's not many players who play that position in world football where you would say they are world class and they are attainable. Do you know what I mean? So I think he is going to be the most sought after player in world football. And if it comes to us going against 2 or 3 other teams in a race to get him, I think Champions League is going to be massive with the negotiations.
Yeah, no, I obviously think we should be in the Champions League and it's important, but I just don't think a player is going to decide. I don't think their final decision is going to be like, I'm not choosing them.
It's going to play a big part in it.
I don't think it does.
I don't think it does, mate. I just don't.
And if it doesn't, then it's going to cost you another $100,000 a week on top of what you'd usually give him. Do you know what I mean? So it's the money and what they can offer them football wise, isn't it? If you don't have a 50-50 split, probably Pep and all that will come in that 50-50 side with the Champions League. If you don't have that Champions League, I don't think Wirtz is going to be wasting his time trying to fight for us to get back in it next year. Because, I mean, everyone's saying we would have pissed getting in the top 4 this year, but we've not done it, have we? We're in the struggle. How does he know that it's not going to happen again next year? Where we're in. Yeah, but
it's not just that. It's not just fighting to get back in. It's fighting to win the league next year. It's fighting to win the Premier League.
There's no proof, is there? If we're in 5th this year, fighting to get in the Champions League, he might think we're on the come down, man. When teams have been in this position in recent years, They've not gone
That's when you get
that way. They've gone
That's
down.
when you get sold the project, though, right? That's when you
Chelsea's
get told,
gone
like,
down.
this
United's gone down. They've all declined and carried on sinking. Do you know what I'm saying? Spurs have gone from a Champions League final to 14th in the Premier League. It's a big risk for these guys to make that move without having the guarantee of Champions League football, in my opinion. But I do understand where you guys are coming from. But yeah.
Name top 95 players that went to the team. Didn't Mo Salah go to Liverpool when they were in the Champions League, right?
Yeah.
They went to Liverpool like fifth or something that year.
Again, though, Salah wasn't that high profile of a player though when he went.
He had a banging season at Roma, though, didn't he? He was fine. He was flying.
Again, like Roma, he done Basel and
Odegaard.
Chelsea.
Did Odegaard go to Arsenal when they were in the Champions League?
Yeah, I don't think Odegaard was.
I think he was pretty washed when Arsenal.
Yeah, but he's still a top player, right? Everyone
they resurrect. I think Arsenal resurrected his career a bit. To be fair.
Yeah, I don't know. I just don't think it's a bigger deal as people are making out. But I certainly think it's a consideration. I'm not saying that the players just go, "Oh, I'm not asked." I just don't think it's that big of a deal when they're talking about the next 10 years of their career. I don't think they just go, "Oh, well, they're not in the Champions League this year, so I'm not joining it." But like I say, we could avoid this whole conversation by just fucking qualifying for the Champions League.
Exactly.
I mean, my concern about Wirtz is even if we did sign him, I'd be worried about him wanting to go Bayern Munich anyway. So.
Yeah, no, you said that.
That's what I mean. That's what I'm worried about, us having to fight off. Do you know what I'm saying? We need bigger chips to play, man. We can't be going against these Madrids and Bayerns with say, "Oh yeah, we'll give you Europa League, but you're going to play Pep Guardiola and all stuff like this, and all the fans will give you a nice clap, and you can get fucking salt and pepper chips in the canteen at work." Do you know what I mean? It's not going to work. With Champions League football, Donny, we're going to win it. Like we can't be offering him shit like that.
Yeah, all right. Big up to Charlie. Yeah, Ed, I don't know the answer to that question. Charlie says, the rest of our team are trash. He did lead us 1-0 at the Emirates this year. Remind me. Oh, bro, you still going on about Jared Bowen, bro? Why are you trying to sell your best player? That's a red flag in itself, mate. Yeah, you say he's mint and that. You say he's mint, but then fucking you're then saying he's sick and we should buy him.
You see that clip of Danny Dyer doing a comparison? He was like somebody versus
Mane over Bale.
Bowen.
Did you see it said Mane over Bale?
Yeah, Mane over Bale. It was like Mane over Bowen.
He said Mane over Bale. Can you believe he said that? Mane over Bale.
I do think Mane was underrated, though, to be fair. I thought
Mane was a baller, but he was not better than Bale.
Salah when he was at Liverpool, in my opinion.
Yeah, but he was not better than Bale.
He's not better than Bale, no.
He's not better than Bale. No way. Big up to Jarvis, who says, need to build around Marmoush and Haaland next season. Bob on the right, Savio on the left. Jack is a temporary 10 behind Rodri and Nico G. I don't think Jack will be here next year, to be honest.
Nope.
I think it's almost a certainty he won't be here.
People will be asking for a 5-year extension now after last night.
Well, here's a question for you, then, right? If he plays every game into the season now and he puts in performances like that as a 10, would you change your mind?
I think it's all hearsay, isn't it?
Hypothetically, then, if he was to play, what if we got left this season? 10 games.
Yeah,
potentially 10 games.
10 if we get to the final.
8 in the league and 2 in the cup.
Then
if he was to play 9 of those games and get an 8 out of 10 in game.
I don't know. I think
he's found his position now as an actual roaming 10 rather than playing out on the wing and just being a possession boy.
I think the 60-odd games before that over the last 2 years speak more than the last 10 games of this season. I think.
Oh, you're a hater then? Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm not a hater. I'm anti-Glazer, man. I've told you this. I'm anti-Glaze, man. I think the protesters who got in there at 10 minutes yesterday and didn't see the goal would have come out of that game and tell you that Grealish was very average yesterday.
I thought he played well, to be fair.
I think he did all right against them.
I think he was good.
I think he did all right.
I'm with Jay. I think he did okay. I think he did okay. Yeah,
he did okay against relegation fodder. Do you know what I mean? He got his goal, and I was happy for him. But if you miss the goal at the start of the game, then
I think he done okay. But more, I just think sometimes, you just need to move people on in it. And listen, there's nothing that I want more than Grealish just to cook now for the rest of the season. But I think at the end of the season, I think it's better off for him. Yeah, it's better off for us if he just moves on, gets a new club, whatever.
And the worst thing is, as well, right, is that he's such a fucking nice guy. Do you know what I mean? I love the guy so much. Like, his interview after the game was absolutely mega. But that is the main reason why people love him, not for his ability on the football pitch. And I feel like it's not an agenda because I love Jack as a guy, right? But I don't want to employ people as a City player because they're a nice guy. I want to employ them because they're a world-class footballer. And unfortunately, he's not been that for the last 2-3 years. So he's going to have to go, unfortunately.
You know what as well, yeah? Because I completely agree. And what's annoying is, like, he is like, he said that himself in the interview. He said, I've not been good this year. He said, I've not been good last year. Like, he's so honest whenever he speaks. I almost want him, part of me, almost wants him to come out in an interview and be like, well, I've been mint for the last 2 years, so I don't know why I'm getting in the team. Because then I could just be like, yeah, this guy's a dick, get rid of him.
But he's so nice.
But he's not. He's such like a legit guy, down to earth guy. Like, and whenever he speaks, I'm like, yo, chill. He's obviously great with people, but like Jay said, I'm with you. Like, it's a football club. Look, at the end of the day.
So I just jumped on.
This guy, sorry, Terry. That was his first goal in the Premier League in 16 months. All right. So people are listening, like, are looking at that game yesterday and forgetting about the 16 months that he went goalless before that. Do you know what I mean? And I think it is his great personality that make people relate to him so much. But we have to take it on a football basis.
Even for himself, he's not a perfect goal scorer. He only scores like 8 goals a season anyway.
But in 16 months.
No, but he doesn't assist or anything.
Hang on, that's like 2 seasons, right? 2 seasons.
I just wanted to see if Jacob was going to apologize for all the slander for the last, probably the last month and a half, whatever it was.
No apologies here.
No apologies.
I was happy for him though, Tariq, and I tweeted that I was dead happy that he got his goal. And I loved
with that mask on, like that meme with that smiling face with the tears behind it. That was you.
And I loved his interview after the game. Like, he's such a nice guy, but I'm not forgetting that the guy went 16 months without a Premier League goal. Do you know what I mean? Ederson's putting up better G&A than Grealish. Do you know what I'm saying?
I think LB's right on. I think you can appreciate hey, he got a goal. We're all happy for him, but also be like, okay, it's time. It's still time for him to move on. It doesn't change, that it's time for him to leave. But hey, I'd much rather him leave on a high than, just kind of the depressed state that he's been in recently. So
you know what? That's a great point. That Paulpy. Going back to your hypothetical situation, is if he finishes the season strong, let him leave on a high. Hopefully we win the FA Cup. He lifts the FA Cup. He plays really well. Because he's played well, he gets a big move. He goes to a big club and he can just cook.
And we remember him for those last 10 games. You know
we remember him for the treble. Remember for the last 10 games.
He's put us through for the last 16 months.
I just don't think.
He has a mint end of the season, and then he's like starts next season and he carries on that form, and we're all like, oh, fucking, I'm so glad we kept him. What a player! He's been through it. You know what I mean? He's been such a nice guy. Like Jay says, I love him. Such a nice guy, and seeing him play well in his last season at City, what a player! Give him an extension. That's what it's going to be.
I think we've got more chance getting Mbappe, man, than getting a Grealish.
Now he gets an extension, gets the next contract extension halfway through next season. 5 years.
Well, this is what I mean. People are acting like acting after one game like he should. Do you know what? Give him a 5-year extension now. Like Real Madrid are going to come sniffing in the summer if he keeps playing like that. Do you know what I mean? Like, come on, man.
You just know if he goes to another club, he's going to go somewhere else and do what you said about John Stones and play. He's going to go somewhere and be like the fucking best player in the league.
I don't think
But sometimes you have to. I think you have to accept that risk, though, Pulpy, sometimes.
No, I don't want to accept it with Jack Grealish. I feel like I've done dirty if we let him go.
I don't want to let him go.
We buy him for that much. He doesn't perform.
I think he's staying his contract, mate, and going for free.
He's also 30 in September, so how much time?
No, you can't be writing people off at 30, mate. You can't. How old are you?
Everyone's wrote Bernardo off at 30.
How old are you?
I'm 31. Yeah, I'm just a bit older.
So you are absolutely right off of a man.
Hey, I tell you what, I go past the man better than Jack Grealish does, mate. I'm telling you now. Put me on that left wing, and I'm
this is the slander I was talking about.
It always.
There's the hater coming back out. The hater's coming back out now. There it is. I can go better. I'm better than Grealish. That's what it is. We got to the bottom of it.
No. I'm jealous of his hair, man, and his calves. That's it. I can't have my.
So you're in love with him as well, then? Really? Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah,
It's just jealousy, isn't it? Yeah, that's what it is.
Well, that's what he is.
Then declare your genders at the door, boss.
He's a good-looking, nice guy, poster boy, isn't he? He looks great.
Yeah.
Sells shirts.
I'll buy his shirt.
But on the pitch, he's a bit crap. So
he's a boy band member that really can't sing or dance necessarily, but
But he sells records.
Yeah.
Yeah, you go.
Girls scream for him. So
Jay screams over him. That's it. That'll do.
Yeah.
And I agree with Steve, actually. Guys let himself go a bit. You know, he looks a bit haggard. He does need a trim, you know. He's that hair's looking a bit scatty at the moment. So
maybe... Bro, but he said you wasn't being a hater.
No, I'm just saying maybe he's trying to like become a bit of a dog man, grow his hair and beard out and become like a bit of a caveman kind of thing, get back into the fighting spirit, but no chance.
I don't know. So let me come to some of these chats and then we'll catch up with Tarek, man. Big up to Second City Saint again, says, big up for the super chats, bro. Says Pep forcing our players to play a high line this season, leading to so many errors, made points dropped. Pep has now put himself under pressure to win the Champions League or Premier League next year, says Second. Well, he's under pressure to win something next year because he can't spend 500, 600 million quid and then not be under pressure to win a trophy. Like, come on, man. What are we doing here? You know what I mean? Like, that's just the facts. Read that one out. Big up to chat. Oh, read that one out as well. Big up to Echo Falls says Grealish had a Salah performance, 7 out of 10 at best, but nicked a goal, so people glaze. Says Echo Falls.
I'm in for that.
Yeah, like I said, I give him. I think I give him a 7.2. It was just a good performance. Good performance. You know what I mean? And it was 2 good performances in a row. Now I don't know if he's going to get in at the weekend. Obviously, he did score at Old Trafford. Was it last year or the year before?
In a loss.
When we lost, yeah. But I don't know. Our wingers are not exactly cooking right now, so he's got as good a chance as anyone right now to get in the team. Big up to Idiot, says, I agree with Barlow on Verts. Champions League will be a huge part. We'll come to Tarek on this, get his view.
Let's
Champions
go,
League
Idiot.
will be,
now that sounds like a smart guy, professional idiot, do you know what I mean? And he
stop glazing. Let me glaze. You glazing. It says Champions League will be a huge part this season. He could get that with Madrid and Bayern if we aren't in Champions League. Plus, his name would look even bigger if he got the Champions League trophy early. Was you listening to that conversation, Tarek, or not?
I caught the. I caught. I don't know if it was all of it or the last part of it, but yeah, I caught it. I do think, like, yes, I do think that being in Champions League matters. Especially if you don't have, if you're Real Madrid, they're probably never going to be out of it. But if they were, it's still Real Madrid. Barcelona, they don't have any money, but people still keep going over there for some reason because it's Barcelona. We haven't quite arrived at that level yet. But I think, personally, even if we had one season out, I think teams know we're going to be back. I trust that we're going to be back. Now, does it make it easier? Of course, if we have it. But I wouldn't say we are completely out of contention for any player just based on UCL. Now, that's not the issue. You got UCL that's hanging over or potentially hanging over our head. You got 115 that's hanging over our heads. You got a couple other things. Well, is Pep going to be around? Whatever, right? So there's a couple things that might make a player question, is City the right move at this point in time? But if it were just, hey, are they going to get UCL? They're not going to get UCL. I think, first of all, I think we're going to get it. I don't think it's going to necessarily be close when it's all said and done. But I think players would take a risk or take that leap of faith because of Pep, because of, City just as a club. We've proven we've become, we're a fixture in the Champions League at this point.
Mm-hmm. It'd just be like I agree. I'm with you on that one. I just wanted to hear your opinion. Shout out to, where are we up to? Got a couple left on these. Big up to JTI, you mutant, with a 5 bomb. Appreciate a 5 bomb, bro. But he says he's got that treble Man City backs, bro.
He's been showing some love in the chat there. I rate it. What a guy.
Yeah. Big up to you, bro. Big up to Charlie, says Michael's muddy because of the owners that need to go. He delivered us. You know what, Charlie? I don't know if you want to come on stream, right? But I feel like you need a bit of therapy, bro.
This guy must have a Bowen shrine in his bedroom at home, man, that he's praised to at night. Like, I've never loved someone so much.
Bro, this summer, yeah, when there's like nothing going on, I'm going to drop you the link and you're going to come on and we're going to have a therapy session about West Ham in it because it's crazy, man. But yeah, big up to you, man.
On a real, West Ham are shit, Charlie. So I think you do need a good sitting down and talking to be fair, mate. Get off that train.
I big up to LB as well there with the Hello Sandra top tier content. Yeah, man, that was. Did you see my announcement video for Grealish?
No.
City Extra.
No,
I don't think so.
I've seen you play it on here before, yeah.
City Extra, Jack Grealish. You've seen it, Pulpy, yeah?
Yeah.
It's so fucked. Let me put it on screen.
What is it? And like the announcement video?
Yeah, so do you know that City? We signed a player. Like we do like announcement videos in it. And obviously, like when I was at City Extra, Jordan used to do all the editing and that. So like we used to do these mad announcement videos. This is it, isn't it?
All right, let's have a go. Oh wow!
Look at those tree trunks.
You have shorts on,
looking absolutely bolo on that MP. Wow. This guy's got seal legs, mate. Wow.
Come on.
What were you thinking while that was counting down? Remember?
Oh, LB, your head to body ratio is crazy, you know. Your head is so tiny compared to your body. You're like an inverted lollipop.
It's like a hostage video.
Have you ever seen this chewing Greedo, Tarek?
No, I actually had to. I just typed in, what does it even mean? I don't have no clue. I barely know English, let alone Spanish.
Chewing Greedo, yeah, it's like a Spanish sports TV network, and it's so funny.
Oh wait, I might have.
You have seen it. You would have seen it.
Oh, I might have.
Grealish is done. Today,
What is that
it was
hand
confirmed
from?
that Jack Grealish will join Manchester City on that long-term contract. This is huge news. A British transfer record for Jack Grealish. A reported £100 million. The biggest ever seen
This is the funniest video ever.
on these shores. Where will he play? Will he
On
play?
the bench.
Question marks raised about the Manchester City board. Have they given Pep Guardiola enough money to spend this summer for a realistic challenge for the Premier League once again? Will Jack Grealish be the man to take Manchester City to back-to-back Premier League titles? And will this addition to the squad finally realise Manchester City's potential to win the UEFA Champions League? Jack Grealish is done. Hello, Sandra. Nah, that was too fucking funny, man.
Oh man, that is so funny. Everything about that. The hand rub in slow motion. Like you had glue in your hands.
I've seen that in that Spanish thing, the guy rubbing his hands like that.
Yeah, so I just copied
Yeah, I've
like
seen that.
I just copied like what he did on that El Chiringuito because they are
so funny, man.
hilarious. They are so funny on that fucking channel. It's unbelievable.
That was good. You need to start bringing that kind of content back, LB.
Bro, I can't edit that. Jordan used to do all the editing. I just used to sit there and say the shit, innit?
Sit there, try not to laugh.
Yeah, it's mad. Do you want to speak about the weekend? Pulpit Jay, what you say for time? You all right? You want to go?
I'm good.
Right,
yeah, I'm good.
Yeah. All right. Well, it's United on Sunday. Obviously, they done us, didn't they, last time? 2-1. A bit of a bozo from Nunes. Well, a couple of bozos from Nunes. This is a really important game for me because I think if we lose this match, it's honestly not looking good for the Champions League, lads. It's really, really not. Like, I think it is a must-win game. It's so big. If we lose this game, man, it's honestly not. Who are like Newcastle and that?
Mate, just so they don't do the double over us this year as well.
Yeah, no.
That's just as big. That imagine letting them do the double over us this season with how shit they've been. That'll hurt just as nearly.
Newcastle play with Leicester.
Yeah.
Who'd have thought? Who did Chelsea play?
They got a good win yesterday as well. Newcastle.
Chelsea played Brentford away. Fuck.
That's not as easy. Brentford are good.
I was gonna say that one. I could see Brentford getting something.
Still not ideal though, is it?
No.
Given the fact they're already a point above us.
And Spurs stunk the gaff out tonight as well. Didn't do us no favours, did they?
You know, last night really bothered me because we should have got some more. We should have won 5 or 6 last night. That goal difference is going to be an issue for us. We usually United a plus 30s by now.
Turned into a training game, didn't it? After 20 minutes.
Yeah,
That was the problem.
we need goals, man, because that gives you an
to the
extra
sword.
point. Gives you an extra point. Whereas, like right now, we're on the same as Forest. We're on the same as Forest or something. 17.
We're above 7. We're on the same as Chelsea, but I don't think Forest are in the conversation. Me, I think
no,
Forest
but I think goal difference, man. We need that. That's going to be a big factor. I think that is going to be a deciding factor at the end of the season.
Yeah.
So there's been a few years when that's carried us over the line.
And extra point in it. Yeah,
exactly. And sitting back for and being so lackadaisical last night after going 2-0 up so early. We turned it into a training game and just didn't look arse, did they? I mean, United went away to Leicester the other week and beat them 3-0. Do you know what I mean? So are we sitting in a home game like that, dead casual?
I think Pep's I don't think Pep thinks about goal difference. I think he's just like, right, game 1, let's go into cruise control. Let's go into control mode. Get the.
Would you not want to
especially with the game coming up
Sunday though as well? Like, would you not want to go in and put them to the sword before Sunday as well? Though,
I don't know. I don't think that's. I don't think he's a manager that thinks like that. Yeah. I think he's so 3 points.
Yeah. And just every game's separate kind of thing.
Yeah, right? he in his head, he's like, if we do our job and we win the games that we need to win, we'll get top 5. He ain't thinking about, well, if we drop points here, then it'll come down to goal difference. So we need to. He don't think like that.
Momentum is such a big thing in football, though, man. Like the best years we've had in the Premier League is when we've been ruthless and gone on these 19-20 game unbeaten runs. Do you know what I'm saying?
Where you smash teams like 5 or 6.
We've gone 3 unbeaten. You don't think that's the start?
Yeah, we are 3 unbeaten.
3 unbeaten. Is that the start?
I guess so, but there's still just not that. I still think there's just something not quite clicking. So I'm still not going into the game on Sunday as confident as I should be. Do you know what I mean? We still won the game 2-0. It's great, 3 points, but I didn't look at the game and think, right, if we play that on Sunday, we're going to absolutely batter United. Whereas I wanted to come away from that game after winning 5-6-0 and then going in on Sunday thinking, right, we looked fucking great last night, boys. Like, we can go and batter these on Sunday now as well. Like, I'm just going in with that bad feeling a little bit inside me, which comes from a bit of a lackluster performance.
I think, but I think that's just this season. That's just, I don't think we're going to get in a position this season where that's going to happen. I think this season is just one of those seasons where every game we're going into thinking, shit, this could be tough. And we've just got to find a way to get it done. Like, we've got to grind it out. We've got to go there on Sunday and we've got to find a way to win the game. Don't matter if it's a mint performance, don't matter if it's a bad performance. We need to win, not just because it's a derby, it's United.
But it's hard for us to grind it out though as well, isn't it? Because you'd like to think that we need a 2-3 goal lead because we ground it out last time for a 1-0 and then fucking threw it away. So if we try and grind out again and maybe take a one goal lead into the last 10 minutes, can you safely say that we're definitely going to win that game?
No, of course not. Absolutely no. Obviously not.
So as a fan, we've had the trusted road this season, haven't we? You know, if we were 1-0 up, if season's gone by, if we were 1-0 with 10 minutes to go, you just know they're not even going to get a touch of the ball. Whereas like now, we just fucking got PTSD that they're just going to. Mm-hmm. It'll be a bozo error like Nunes did the next minute. 30 seconds later, you're 2-1 down, and that's it. Where's that come from? And there's another beat on the run, you know.
I know. That's why I want to see us putting people to bed, man. Bit like
someone's due a good hiding.
Yeah.
From us. We haven't paced the team in a long time.
Everyone says that. Everyone's been saying that.
We haven't.
So long.
When was the last time we actually smashed someone to pieces?
Probably Ipswich 6-0.
Yeah.
No, I mean, what was the big one we had in the Champions League? Was it like fucking 8 and 9 or something?
Oh,
it was a smashed Salford to pieces.
Was it Leipzig where Haaland scored?
Yeah, it might have been that. Someone's due an absolute pasting.
Yeah, we scored 6 against Ipswich. Yeah, we scored 4 against Newcastle. But I don't know.
Yeah. Someone's due a pasting, and nothing would make me feel better than it being there.
Than it being them, yeah.
Here's a question then. Going back to Grealish, would you start Grealish on Sunday?
No.
Oh, yeah. I'd carry him to the stadium on my back.
All right, so take the Grealish glaze off pulpit. Would you actually start him?
I was gonna say, are we serious here?
Come on, pulpit.
Yeah. I think we're at the point now where when he plays on form and he seems to have played well, who else are you going to play there instead of him?
Would you class that as form though? Would you class that?
I think he played well. He weren't bad in the game when he come on the other game time as well.
It's still one game though. It's still, I don't call one game form in my opinion.
It only takes one game to turn your form around, mate.
I think he played because Pep was saving Phil and or KDB for this weekend.
I think so, yeah.
So that's the only reason I think that he played. I don't see. He didn't play bad. I don't think he played well enough to say, "Oh, he absolutely has to be. He's a no-brainer. Has to start." I don't think he played that well.
If Pep's rewarded,
it wouldn't be in the middle, by the way. It'd be on the left.
If Pep's rewarded Nico O'Reilly by having a good game and saying you're playing more, then surely it matters to Grealish that he actually played okay and was
even
okay
with that.
Yeah, same sort of thing.
I don't
agreed, but I think even that was because again, if Kuzanov is back on
Guardiola go back to left back. I think
that's what I'm wondering if that's what's going to happen. He's going to put Kuzanov back in the middle and put Vardiol back, or again, what I would like to see is Kuzanov on the right. But I don't know that Pep's going to do that.
I wouldn't mind seeing that as well, to be fair. I've been saying
you know what? Part of me is like playing left wing.
Why, though?
No, I think you got to start Doku, man. Doku's just he's roasting people.
I mean? They're
Doku and Savio start for me.
Doku's not been creating
the only
chances.
thing that's going to get Grealish a start is the fact that United play 5 at the back with wing backs, and the only thing that he's going to bring that Doku won't bring is that defensive transition by coming back to help out in defence with the wing back bombing forward. Apart from that, I don't think he really deserves to be anywhere near it, based off one game. I think he did well in the 20-minute cameo at Bournemouth, and that earned him the start against Leicester. But we're talking United here, man.
Who plays in 10? If he's playing 10, if he's going to play 10. Right, who's in better form than him? Foden's stinking the place out in a minute. Rightly drops. If he was dropped, I was rested.
I don't think Grealish is in good form though. I think he played all right for 20 minutes against Bournemouth in a cameo, and then he played all right yesterday. I don't really think that's form. Like I know he got his goal and stuff like that.
I think that's the key. That glazes the performance. The goal makes it feel better than I think it actually was.
Forget about the goal in the first minute and take the performance on a face value basis. It wasn't actually that great. Like, it wasn't as good as your Gundogan's or your Savios or even Nico. I thought had a pretty good game until he nearly give a goal away at the end.
Yeah, it was just good, wasn't he? It was just good. It was just all right.
Look at this. We're going to this. Foden's not in any good form right now, right? Would you rather have Foden out of form playing as a 10 in this game, or Grealish who's picking up some form and actually what it looks like he's a bit interested in this game?
Foden.
Foden. So you're prepared to put Foden in and get him dragged off after 70 minutes and barely be having a touch of the ball?
I would much rather put my faith in a player that's won a PFA Player of the Year in the last 12 months.
I'm not hating on Foden. I'm just saying.
Jack Grealish, who's had maybe 120 minutes of decent football in the last 2 years. Do you know what I mean? I think everyone's concentrating so much on the games in the last week that everyone's forgetting about the 50 games before that.
You can't keep beating him with that stick every time, mate. At some point, you're gonna have to let that go.
But I don't think we can say that Foden is as out of form as Grealish, but on the basis that you're talking about the last 2 games, yeah. But over the last year, who's been the most informed player out of them both? When you take what they've both done in the last 1 or 2 seasons.
Yeah, I understand that too. I thought Grealish linked up. He seems to have like a bit of a natural link up with Marmoush there. Them two seem to play well together. Watching a game live, they seem to be quite talkative to each other and looking at each other and having that sort of connection. So I think there's something building there. Whether or not it's just going to be,
I think I'd start him.
The Derby's Foden's game as well, man. Do you know what I mean? That game has got Phil Foden written all over it, regardless of the form. When it's a derby, you know that the guy usually turns up in it. Think of the games that he's had against United in the past. To take that away from him, I think would be a big kick in the bollocks for him and probably drag him down more than he has been the last few games. Give him the chance, man, to prove it.
I'd start on both.
United.
I'd start on both.
But Foden,
you put Grealish out left and Foden through the middle, or
part of me is like I wouldn't start KDB and just put Grealish and Foden in the middle, but I think I would start KDB and Foden and just put Grealish on left wing.
I think the only change he makes,
Doku.
The only change he makes is if Kosunov's fit comes back in. That's it.
I think
Doku
and Savio tear the shit out of their defenders, and I think
Who would have fullbacks?
Dallo and Dogu, or potentially Mazraoui if he plays there rather than in the back three. I think Doku tears the piss out of any of them.
They are absolutely stiff.
And Savio. So why are we gonna play the possession free kick win?
Because I tell you what,
the guy who's gonna be skinning someone.
Doku tears everyone apart, man. And the fact is, never ends up in a goal, innit?
But we saw his link up was already improved with Marmoush.
I hear that.
He nearly set up Marmoush for a few chances just on the basis that Marmoush was cut into the front post rather than hanging at the back.
Yep. True.
Haaland's always waiting for this ball to the back post that he can head in it. Marmoush makes so many different kind of runs that it's allowing Doku to create more chances because he hits the byline, doesn't he? And he cuts it back with his left foot along the floor. And Marmoush is just that little bit clever about getting in front of his man and stuff like that. That I think we could see a bit of a change in fortune in Doku's assist tally. So, but yeah, like you say, it's hard to tell in it because it's only been one game. So,
do you think we will go there though and play KDB and Foden in the middle?
No.
No, I don't.
KDB don't start. He don't start Sunday.
I reckon.
No, I don't think he does. I think it'll be Gundo. And it was the same team that started this game. Barring Kusanov will come in if he's fit, and O'Reilly will drop out.
Well, apparently he is fit. He got rested, didn't he? Apparently.
I heard he got injured, but we don't know, do you? We just don't know. So
no, I think they come out. They come out and said it was a rest.
Okay. Well, in that case, I think the only change is O'Reilly comes out and Kusanov comes in.
Yeah,
he might play. If he plays Nunes, he might play Foden on the right, kind of drifting in. And then play KDB with Nico and one of the uncles, and then he might go Savio from the left, which we all said we like Savio from the left, don't we?
Well, I do, especially when Haaland is in there because he plays a better ball to Haaland, that higher, more lofted ball for Haaland to head in, but Haaland's not there, so I don't know that. Maybe playing him on the left will work with Marmoush, but I know him on the left works with Haaland. I've seen that flourish. Yeah. So that's what I want, but Haaland's not here to make that happen. So for me, I just keep him on the right and play Doku down the left.
It's just hard. I think it's just hard to get KDB and Foden in that team, innit? If we know we've got Doku and Savio, one of them's going to have to miss out, you'd think, wouldn't it? And it's who you leave out of them two. That will be the issue, I think. Because it's looking like it will be Nico and then either Gundo or Bernardo, you'd imagine. And then that number 10 spot's up for grabs. So it's Grealish, Foden, KDB, and then play your wingers.
I know we only played Leicester on the other night, but something looked like it was better. It looked more solid. We looked better in possession. We didn't concede much in terms of chances. I know Leicester are absolutely dog shit, but, it just felt a little bit more like the old us.
Yeah,
controlling.
I agree.
Controlling.
You think having
a bit like we're suffocating teams a bit more with that way that felt set up.
I agree.
Is that partially due to Vardiol playing at left center back as opposed to playing out on left back spot?
I don't think that really.
I've heard that supposedly that helps a lot with the build-up play.
It definitely has.
So does that help us keep the ball better, which is always how we've kind of suffocated teams. We just keep
It definitely improved our build.
It's a lot better. It's a lot easier to keep possession having a right-footed centre back next to a left-footed centre.
Yeah,
just the way you receive the ball and how high those two guys were up the pitch. There was over the halfway line most of the time, and you can receive the ball with your body already open, can't you? If you're playing on the right side and you're right-footed, and the left side, and if you're left-footed, so it does make a massive difference. I think having those two there, but it is the risk of playing Nico O'Reilly over a Diaz or a Cousinov, then, isn't it? Especially if you're going to have Nunes right back as well. I think I doubt he's going to play Nunes and Nico O'Reilly in the same back four. I think it would be one or the other.
Yeah.
Which would you go with? I know who I would go with. Who would you go with out of those two?
I've been saying for weeks that I want to see Cousinov at right back, but that's been to free up Guardiola going up the pitch. Now that's a lot harder now with it Guardiola being left centre back. But then Nico did show against Bournemouth how well he can get up the pitch as well. So I would probably steer more towards Cousinov right back, and then to drop into a back three in possession with Nico bombing up the pitch like he was doing against Bournemouth, over the other way around. Just because I've got PTSD from the Nunes bozo in the last game as well. But it's close. It's close.
I think Nunes starts there because, one, I think he's got a redemption arc in him for making up for what last time. And if we're realistic, United's only kind of in behind threat comes from the left side of the attack and Garnacho if he starts. And I think Nunes pockets him all day. You don't get him behind him once. So that's possibly where. And going forward, his pace and his running power is just a better asset than.
Just don't think you can trust him, Paul.
See, I can't trust. I can no. I'm still distraught from that. But you've got to give the guy a chance to redeem himself.
I think Kuzanov
we can cover him. We can cover him. Is what I'm saying. I think we can afford to have him.
I think Kuzanov has enough pace to defend against Garnacho on that left side or our right side, but he's also physical enough that Garnacho's not going to want to come down that side. He's going to want to hang out there a little bit. So I personally, I would, if I had to pick between those two, I would pick Nico O'Reilly. He has, to me, and again, causation, however that goes, correlation, causation, whatever, I don't know. But I don't know that he's the reason, but we look so much better with him on the left, to me, in Vardiol in that center back spot. I just like the look of it. So I can't say it's his because of him, but that's what I just see.
That's four big bodies as well. Do you know what I mean? That back four, Cousinov, Diaz, Guardiola, O'Reilly. That's big, like set piece threat as well. Makes us stronger defensively off set pieces, which a lot of United's game, but it does rely on Bruno's set pieces into the box. So defensively as well, that's probably a lot stronger. We've seen how good Nico O'Reilly is in the air defensively and going forward. To look at the goals he scored off corners for us this year. So yeah, I do like that back four. I think that would be my.
The nice thing is, for the first time in a while, we've actually got some choice, and it's not putting stinkers in holes.
Very
true. To plug gaps. We've actually got some genuine chances to play the best players in their positions, barring Nunes and O'Reilly. I mean, we can put Guardiola left back, and we've got two centre backs. We can carry a bit of a weaker right back. We've also got Rico who could play there if he needs to. Who's played there, so we have got bodies that we can use that aren't just injured and just making up subs and just potentially we've only got 4 fit defenders, so they've got to play. We've actually got a choice, and that's nice to have.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. I think off what we've said, Tarek, I don't think Pep will go for that. I think Pep will trust Nunes, and I think he'll go Cousinov back in with Diaz, and I think he'll probably go with Guardiola back at left back.
But do you not think it's pretty mad how he doesn't trust Nunes in midfield, but then he trusts him at right back?
It is a bit mad.
This recovery pace, mate. I'm telling you, that's the only thing that's getting there.
But do you know, like this, the whole, and I completely get your point, Puppy, about the redemption, and he's got that kind of want in him to make up for his mistakes. But I think that's also a negative as well. I think
he's giving a penalty away in the fourth.
I think that's what's got him into trouble in the reverse fixture, because he knows he's made a mistake, and he's got that kind of like aggression and turnaround in him that he's fucking spramped back and just absolutely walloped the guy. Do you know what I mean? And he's ended up costing us the game off that basis. So even though that is kind of a positive that he kind of wants to amend his errors, I think that's sometimes his biggest downfall and what can make him make the mistakes that he does. Because he's just a bit rash, isn't he? Do you know what I mean? Bombing
I think he's done all right in the last few times he's played. He's sort of like not made any errors. You know, like he did, you know what I mean? He's kind of
he
like...
give the ball away a couple of games ago for a goal.
Oh, he was good yesterday, though.
No, not
Yeah, he played across the middle,
He
didn't he?
gave the goal away against Bournemouth. He gave the goal away against Bournemouth, yeah.
Yeah, passed the ball on
the crossfield pass. That's what he's got in his locker, isn't it? I do agree. He has had decent games, Pulpit, but then on the other hand as well, he's usually good at giving at least one away. Do you know, every time?
Yeah, it just keeps his things interesting, all right.
I'll tell you what, yeah, if you are playing Foden right wing, I think you need to play Nunes.
Yeah.
Because Foden needs that overlapping option.
He needs to drift in, 100%.
Otherwise, I think he's wasted out there. He needs that overlapping option, Foden, if he's playing right wing. So you're going to have to go Nunes and just risk it. Hope they don't make no goals.
Nunes was good in possession throughout the field against Leicester. He was good. You know, he held that width well.
He played well. I thought he played well yesterday.
To get the best out of him.
But again, I think he does look good in a game where we're going to have 80% of the ball. Do you know what I mean? And
Well,
he's
that's
not
going
kind
to be against United, right? We're going to dominate possession against them.
I don't know. You know, I don't think as much as yesterday. I mean, we didn't dominate possession in the reverse fixture.
I think we will. They are shite.
And because we're so far up the pitch against Leicester, that if Nunes does give the ball away or make a mistake, then we've got, do you know what I mean, 60 yards to make up the difference. We're going to be a lot more pinned back against United. We're not going to be as high as we was last night.
Did you watch him against Forest, Pulpit?
No.
Bro, they were all right.
I watched a bit. I was working, mate. I had you on.
Bro, they were all right, you know. United.
Do you know what? If anything, they've probably improved in the last 3-4 games.
Bro, we played Forest, like 3 weeks ago? They were better than we were.
Yeah, I think did they not out? They got like 2.9 xG compared to like 0.
Yeah, bro, they were better than us.
And then they put Leicester to the sword away last week, didn't they? 3-0.
Yeah.
Like, don't get me wrong, I still think they're shit, and I want to absolutely beat the living daylights out of them. But I just want to go in knowing that I can trust the guys that are out there.
Nah, let me do these chats and then we'll bring Danny and see what he's saying. Big up to Pi says LB fell off since we don't get these quality videos anymore. Football streams are gone, lads. The mighty have fallen, says Professional Idiot. Appreciate that. He also says, I disagree on Foden this time. Foden is clearly not mentally there. The last thing he needs is to be put in the spotlight to get roasted on poor form. And that's the question, isn't it? Do you leave him on the bench and then they're going to focus on him? Sky Sports will have the cameras on him going, fucking Foden bench for the derby. Or do you play him? And then if he doesn't turn up, it'll be like, yo, what the fuck is going on with Foden?
Not another stinker for Foden. Yeah.
Foden's missed the derby, man. You've got to give him the shot.
If there's one game that he can turn up for this season,
United.
it's got to be United on Sunday. Especially in a must-win derby as well.
Exactly. He knows more than anyone on that pitch how much that game means to us. So I trust him to go out there and do it.
And I'd play him because, like how Nobbin says, when Haaland's out, you have next to no goal scoring threat. So you kind of
and he's out.
That is a good point.
have someone who can score.
That is a very good point. Yeah. Shout out to Rowata says Villa, Chelsea, Newcastle have to play each other in the remaining fixtures. On paper, we have the easiest running.
Yeah, I was going to bring it up. Chelsea have to go to St. James, I think. So mathematically, at least one will drop points. So destiny is still in our own hands. Not that I think we're going to win every game, but mathematically.
Big up Rowata. That's facts, bro. And big up to Dean says Foden is too soft. His shots have been poor and weak and too passive in his plays. KDB, Nico, and O'Reilly in midfield would be a good shout, to be honest with you.
Not O'Reilly in midfield.
Yeah, he's not. That's just not going to happen.
It's not going to happen.
It's not.
It's just unrealistic.
I mean, I'm not against it, but it's not going to happen. That's the problem. That's the problem with that. But I'm not against it. But like I say, it's just unrealistic. Danny, where are you on with this Nunes, O'Reilly, Grealish? What are you saying? There's a couple of decisions Pep's got to make at the weekend, mate. Where are you at with it?
I don't know. One side of me says play the players in form. The other side of me says, is this too big a bridge to put?
So just quickly on that one, right?
Danny, would you class Grealish as in form?
Yeah, so that's the question.
No, that's what I was going to say. The other side of me is it's been one game of Grealish.
Yeah,
that's the argument.
I think form for me is like 3
6
games.
games, I think.
I'd say 3. I'd say 3 games minimum.
Okay, so he's on 2.5. If I'm being, or not 2.5, 1.5.
1.5.
1.5. Yeah.
1.5. Yeah.
So I would class that as form.
And one
Banging,
of them was
banging form, mate.
And one of them was against relegation fodder, like a mid-table championship team that have somehow managed to be in the Premier League this season. Do you know what I mean? And he was just maybe above average in that game. So,
So Danny, what you say? Go on.
If Grealish can stay in a central role, I would consider playing him. If he's going to float out left and Pep's going to try and do control gimmick, then there's just no point. I wouldn't start him. I don't trust Pep to just keep him in the middle. And then with O'Reilly, is it a bridge too far to start him in the derby where it's pretty much a must-win? I'm not sure. I'm still not sold on Núñez because this was like Núñez's first game where I can finally say he played well and not say but after that. Because he's had so many games this season where I'm like, he was decent, but he did this bozo or he keeps giving the ball away. Or for me, against Forest, I always think against Forest, he made the same foul 3 or 4 times. I'm like, he just doesn't learn. So I don't know. You're caught in between a rock and a hard place defensively. So I just don't know. I'm very conflicted.
So what would you reckon your back four would be, Danny? What if you could choose?
We've
all differed, I think, so far. Who would go for?
Damn. I just go Vardiol, Diaz, Kuznov, and Núñez probably. Some of those
I think that's what Pep will do.
And just hope and pray every time Núñez gets the ball.
I'm not saying it's good back four. I'm just saying just stick with the known option. I'm not changing my back four before a derby.
It's the most practical of the lot.
Yeah, it is, and I think that will.
It's the most likely to happen.
To play Foden then on the right wing as well.
Yeah, you just got to tell Núñez, mate. You got to tell Núñez every opportunity you're passing the ball backwards or sideways. Double check, triple check. Make sure you got the right power on it.
Get your wing mirrors on, man.
I'll just put it out of play. Fine.
Just kick it out, mate.
If you're not sure, smash it out of the ground.
Every time you get the ball, Núñez, just kick it out for a throw.
It's fundamental. When you're a kid and you're playing football, they always say keep your head up. Don't be looking down at the ball. Keep your head up while passing. You're not going to give the ball away.
Yeah, the one that he done against Bournemouth pissed me off. Yeah, because when I was growing up as playing football, the thing that my manager always used to say, I don't know if he said this to you, lads. Yeah, is like, do not pass the ball like across the box.
Your back foot.
No square passes. No square passes.
Yeah, Foden did it against Arsenal, and then fucking 4 weeks later, Núñez did it against Bournemouth. I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? They learned this as a kid, man.
They even teach that here in the States.
They do.
They do. Yeah, it's gonna be. Let me have a look at what poll we got in the chat. So I did a poll in the chat. Who would you start, Nico O'Reilly or Núñez? 90% of the chat are saying Nico O'Reilly.
It was 95 when I came in. I'm like, it's not that clear cut of a decision, is it?
90%, man.
Because there's no way he plays both of them, is there? There's no way he plays both of them.
That's hella risky, mate.
That is.
That's a lot of people hoping with.
To be fair, that's what it is.
That is what I prefer. I don't think it will happen because I think Pep, in these moments, he's going to defer to the older head. So in this case, Núñez is a much more mature player as far as his experience. I think Pep will lean on that as opposed to even what we've seen from Nico, which has been really, really good. He's not had any poor games when he's played. So I just don't think Pep will trust.
Yeah,
I won't say trust him. I think he will be concerned that the moment is too big for him, and so he won't play him.
Pep's proved that he likes hanging his hat on the same players, to his detriment sometimes. But I think we're going to expect to see the same players that he trusts again on Sunday.
Yeah, I've said it before. His strengths, Pep, is his weaknesses. It's his loyalty. He is so loyal to the players that I think that's how he manages to build this mad squad unity and this unbelievable players and performances is because he's so loyal and the players are so loyal to him. But then when it starts going a bit wrong, when he needs to change, he's too loyal to say, you're shit, you're not in the team anymore, and just keep on playing him. Like he did when we won one game in 14 and was all screaming for fucking change it up, but he just wouldn't.
On that point though, right? Obviously Pep wasn't in charge of the team last night. It wasn't on a touchline. Do you think that he would have made those same 4 subs and brought on those 4 young kids if it had been on a touchline.
Well, the pulpy, is Pep not making that on the phone or something?
I don't know. I don't know. I reckon Leo
it didn't look like he had a wire on or anything like that.
Yeah, but do you
when
think
Allardyce used to do it and he had the little
I'd be thinking when I saw it, I was like, I don't think if Pep had been on a touchline, he would have brought those 4 young academy lads on. They brought on McAtee, Bob, Lewis, and then obviously the new signing of Victor Hayes, right? I don't think Pep would have brought those on.
Well, I didn't even realise all 4 of them was the academy players.
Yeah.
Like young
I don't think because I don't think he would have brought those on if he'd have been down there.
It's hard to say, innit?
I probably agree with
Leicester
you
as well, innit? But yeah,
I agree with you. Nah, he definitely wouldn't. Not after Feyenoord.
Yeah, he's proved that he's not done it in other games. Yeah, he probably got PTSD, hasn't he?
Yeah, after Feyenoord, he ain't touching them sort of subs. So yeah, actually, you might be right. I thought Pep was just making them, but now you say that, Pep,
you just don't know, do you? But it's like,
what is the rule behind that though?
Well,
what's the rule behind the suspensions? I thought it was that they're not allowed to have contact with the bench. But surely you'd think maybe at half-time he like rings down.
He said he weren't doing. He said he weren't doing anything at half-time.
Anything?
He said he was staying out of it.
I don't know what the actual ruling is behind it. Like how much contact you are allowed to make if you are suspended.
But that's what I'm wondering because the camera kept going to Pep and there was this random guy next to him.
The guy sitting next to him,
wearing this like City tracksuit. I'm like, who the hell is this guy? Never seen his name.
I did notice him, yeah.
So it felt like he was the guy that was on the phone with whoever and
so Pep
was just telling him what to say.
This guy was doing the phone calls. I wasn't.
Yeah.
And Lilo was getting stuck in, man. You seen him doing like directing all the planes on the side of the pitch, didn't you? Like he was doing his thing out there. He
was loving it, wasn't he?
And you lot in the chat have the nerve to say he doesn't care. He's just some guy who sits there and says,
I know, man. Everyone's been turning.
He does get a lot of hate for an assistant coach.
That's what I'm saying. I don't get it. Everyone's hates him.
But this always happens though. I remember it happened last year with Liverpool with that guy.
Blinders,
yeah. Like Liverpool fans just randomly started saying, "Get his fucking assistant out," and I was like, "Whoa! Like, who is this guy? This random guy?" I feel like when you've got a manager who you don't want to criticize because they're a legend and shit goes south, people just start blaming the assistant instead of just saying, "Yo, the manager's making errors in it." And that's what happened with Klopp last year, and that's what's happened with Pep this year. This Lilo's proper got it. So.
These assistants are serious though, man. Like, look at some of the assistants that Pep's had in the past, and they're all in like full-time, big 6 jobs now. Do you know what I mean? Like, these guys know what they're doing, and they always end up going on to have like pretty sick careers, don't they? So, you got to trust in these guys, man. Don't be trying to throw them out the door first sign of adversity, unless they're taking our tickets for away games, then they can fuck off.
So we talked about, or someone mentioned the substitutions, right? So we brought in all 4 what we would consider academy young kids, but like Rico and Victor Hayes came in the 90th minute. At that point, the game is pretty much over. I think we said Pep may not have made those substitutions, but if it was earlier in the match, you're probably right. But at 90 minutes, I think it's like, if I'm going to put someone on kind of to waste time or whatever, why not give these kids an opportunity to just be the time wasting? There's not enough time for them to blow it. The substitution before that was Oscar Bob in the 85th minute. Again, 5 minutes plus stoppage time. We have a 2-goal lead. I think we feel, and they weren't doing anything. So I feel like it very easily could have been Pep, because in this situation, it wasn't a risky choice. If it would have been a closer game or against a team that had shown more kind of endeavor, then maybe he wouldn't have made that choice. But this felt like it was as unrisky, which is not a word, but unrisky as is possible it could be.
Yeah.
The only one that was like a substantial change was McAtee in the 78th minute. There's still a lot of time,
and he's played a lot of minutes anyway, and so
he's not really a youth player anymore, is he?
Nah, he's a senior player. Really.
That's like 28.
He's more like a fringe player, something like that. Yeah. No, again, you might be right there. I don't know, man. But yeah, this weekend, man, we got to get the win. If we don't, we're cooked. Yeah, we'll probably be at least 2 points behind Champions League spots then. Our next game's Palace. Bit of a bogey team for us as well.
Early kickoff.
I didn't know that. I didn't pay attention.
Against Palace, man. You mad?
Stinks that, doesn't it?
Yeah, that does stink.
Them 4:30 a.m. games for me. My weekend's ruined before it even starts.
4:30 a.m.
Is that what it is, Danny? Yeah, if it's half.
Yeah, we're here on the West Coast. Yeah, 4:30.
Where are you, Tarek?
7:30. It's hard enough for me at 7:30. I can't imagine 4:30. But there are people who do it. I don't know if you get with any of the supporters clubs out there in California, Danny, or not. But Hollywood MCFC, there'll be 20 of them all ready to go or more, ready to support at 4:30 in the morning. And
wow,
give them credit.
Fair
Where do they go in it? They go to like a pub or something.
Yeah. They get a bar that opens up for them.
Oh, really? So you can.
I'm pretty sure. I know they do on a regular
well.
match. I know they do for regular matches. I think even the early ones they're out there.
Oh,
we got a couple. There's some twins that are from there that follow pretty close. As a matter of fact, they'll probably be on tonight, LB. So I'll try to make sure to mention that and ask them.
Cool. Yeah. Did they get on the pints? R4.
Yeah. What do they drink? What do everyone drink? Over there?
I don't know. I don't drink. Period. Right. So I don't know, but I'm gonna guess if they have it available, they might probably do.
Pints of Guinness and Crystal Gold.
I mean, it's really early, but if you've not been to sleep, it's just a late night, you know.
Imagine like a Joseph Holtz in California, man. A proper like old school booze.
Never mind all them fans. Can you imagine being a bartender? You don't even care about the game. You got to be out there at 4:30 a.m.
True.
You better get tipped very well.
You're going to need to be pouring the pints.
Yeah. In the tipping in your country, mad like you have to tip for everything, isn't it? It's crazy.
Yes, indeed.
I don't think I could live like that. You know, I hate giving tips over here. When they add it onto your receipt without even asking you over here, that pisses me off.
Don't tip in the UK. Don't do it out of spite. Fuck that. Don't tip in the UK.
I tip if I tip if I'm going for a proper meal, man. But like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you round it up, don't you? But you don't do like your 22% or whatever.
Yeah.
So would you have to tip like every drink you get over there? So like, if say if you bought like one pint, you'd give them a tip for that.
Well, typically, like again, I don't drink, but like you probably, especially like for one of these matches, you probably just have a tab, and so then when it's all said and done, yeah.
See, you can't trust people to have a tab over here, Tarek, either, because everyone would just get off.
Just fuck off.
They just bolt.
You have to buy every drink separately over here, because if you trusted them to get a tab, then they're just going to do a runner at the end of it.
Well,
so
in the US, right? So if you have a tab and you leave it out there, you give them your card, and then at the end of the day, they'll just take you just sign for what you've had, and there's an element of trust in. Say you spent $100 and you're doing a $25 tip. You just write, I'll charge $125, right? So then they put that tip in as $125 on your card, and it goes through that way.
Yeah.
So in the UK, you either don't pay for your bar tab, or the barman will put an extra fucking $50 on that for his own pocket, and they'll just rinse you over. They'll get rinsed in the UK badly. So there's a massive element of trust in the US with tipping culture and stuff, and paying you your cards. Mad.
And you might as well charge us tips over here with the prices of drinks anyway at the moment.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So I'd love to go to the USA, man. It's my dream holiday.
For a pint in some places. That's ridiculous.
It's like £7, £7 somewher over here. At the moment.
That's still crazy. I mean,
yeah, it is ridiculous. You can't really go out and spend like less than £100.
We were paying $6.80 yesterday in the old house in town. $6.80. All my mates were
$6.80 a pint. Yeah, it's ridiculous, man.
Do y'all have any restaurants at all where they do free refills? Because some here we get free refills.
But not on alcohol. Not on alcohol. Not on alcohol.
Alcohol, no. But alcohol, no. Never free.
No.
Toby Carvery and Subway. That's it.
Yeah, that is true. Subway do that. Nah, imagine that. Nah, they do the brunch thing, innit? You know what I mean? Like unlimited beers.
Bottomless brunch, where you'll pay like £50 up front, and you'll get 2 hours where they'll bring you like food. And then as much.
There's challenges.
I
don't know how that.
It's where they say like you can drink as much as you want in 9 minutes, but you just can't find a bar staff anywhere to pour your drink for the whole time.
Yeah.
The craft beer festival, though, I heard you mention that the other day. That's the place where you can go and get smashed for cheap.
When is that?
It's in May, I think.
A beer festival?
In May. Manchester Craft Beer Festival. You pay like whatever it is to get into, and you just get access to every drink you want in there.
Oh, really? So you just pay the fee and then drink what you want.
For free.
We went the first year. I think we paid £55, and then we got in on one of our friends is a Blue Light, so we got in for like £8, and I drank like you only get like 3/4 glasses or quarter, like a third of a glass.
Yeah.
And we drank the cherry lager dry. There's none left. We drank it all.
Oh,
like a keg of it. Yeah.
You'd have
Just
to have
go
at
back.
least 10 pints to get your money back, though, wouldn't you? So you'd be challenging.
But when you're talking like IPAs that are like 13%, and you're just having like just a quarter pint, mate, you
But you know the thing
there
is,
for 5 hours.
You know these type of deals, yeah. It's like, you know, when you go on an all-inclusive holiday, yeah. I'm in my head, I'm calculating, mate. I'm calculating what I'm eating, what I'm drinking. That's a steak. That's £10, right? That's a holiday.
How much?
And I got to
money's worth.
get my money's worth, bro. I'm like,
how much do I have to drink and eat to break even?
That's what I do when I go on. If I go on an all-inclusive holiday, I'm like, I work out how much I'm spending a day, and I'm like, right, I'm gonna get that much food and drink.
Yeah.
Facts, bro.
Otherwise, I feel like I've been ripped off.
Yeah.
I was like my mates yesterday at the Women in Legends in the ground. They had free fucking carveries. One of my mates had 3 plates of chicken and leek pie. He sat there, because it was free.
Gotta be done, man.
Yeah, just loving it for free. Like, I've got to have it. And they text me this morning and say I'm still full.
3 pints, 3 carveries in between us.
Please.
Danny, sorry, have you seen In Between Us on?
I know the characters. I've never watched it though.
If you have any homework, right, for this week, it's to watch the UK In Between Us before the next panel show.
I know. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, that's what it's out. They actually tried to make an American version, I think, but it flopped. Like, it didn't translate over as well. But it's so funny, man.
Yeah,
it's
you need to watch it, man. It's so good. And they're only 20 minutes episodes. They're the best episodes to put on when you've got back off like a night out and you just want to watch on TV, because it's only 20 minutes.
Whilst you're waiting for your takeaway, just like half asleep, laughing.
I just looked it up. It's streaming on a service called Tubi, so I can go check it out.
You need to watch it, Terry. It's so funny.
Proper like mid-2000s British comedy in it.
Yeah, it is funny.
I haven't watched a show in like a year. The last show I watched was Stranger Things about a year ago, and I loved it.
Stranger Things is great as well.
I'm like 10 years late on it, but it was damn good.
I couldn't get into that, mate.
It's mint, Stranger Things.
No,
I'm on Yellowstone at the moment. I'm halfway through season 2 of Yellowstone, and it's making me want to move to the US and become a cowboy, man, and get on a ranch. Shit like that. Just give up on my football chatting career and just go and lassoing some bulls in Texas, and drinking whiskey. That's the dream.
I'll tell you what you should watch. Right, I've got to shoot after this comment, but have you seen that Last One Laughing on Prime?
Yeah, I finished it. Yeah.
Mate, it's one of the funniest things I've seen in years. Unbelievable. You can watch it anywhere in the world. Bob Mortimer on that is one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my life, doing that magic show.
Yeah, it is funny.
Oh, you got to watch. Honestly, I'm not a big fan of comedy, and especially female comedians don't find it funny, but it's so Last One Laughing. 10 comedians all going like a Big Brother house sort of stuff. They're only there for 6 hours. If you laugh, you get a yellow card. If you get 2, you're out. And the other ones have got to make each other laugh, and it's fucking so funny. Honestly, you just can't. You just honestly just watching that Richard Ayade, you know, from the.
He's so funny.
Mate, watching him and Bob Mortimer together. Oh, unbelievable, unbelievable, lads. Honestly, well worth it. You watch it and you think that's fucking so funny.
I'll check it out.
Unreal.
I'll check it out.
Yeah.
All right, and big up to you, Pulpy, man. You got a dip,
Right, catch you later, boys.
See you later, Pulpy, mate.
See you later, Pulpy.
All right, anyone got anything else for Sunday? Any tactical analysis? Anything for the chat? Oh, let me do the super chat. Sorry, 1 sec. It's been here for a while. Built Nelly, man. This is his team. Edison, AK-45, Diaz, Gvardiol, Nico. Then Nico, KDB, Foden. So he's gone KDB and Foden. And he's starting Bob.
That's full send. That is a full send team, right?
Bob's not going to start, man. It's not.
Yeah, he's got to get some more.
I like the sentiment, but it's just not going to happen, is it?
Yeah, I think he probably needs another.
He's going for it though.
Two.
Yeah,
this lineup is going for it. Yeah.
It's a Ham team.
Attacking, man.
Yeah, that's a Dodge Ram.
I'd be all over that, you know, if we was at home. I think being away plays a big difference to playing all those attacking players.
I agree. Yeah. I play it on FIFA. If that was playing FIFA, I'd do that. But Bob. I don't think Bob's going to start a game when he's just played 5 minutes in it. That's the problem with Bob. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I just hope he gets minutes every match, and increasing minutes from here to the end of the season.
Yeah, he says attack is best form of defense. I completely agree with you. I just think that he's not going to do that, and Bob ain't going to start. Is he have to start in 5 minutes? No way. No way. No. Is Bob real? He is real. He's there. Yeah, big up Pulpy, man. Good to have you on, bro. All right, then. Anyone else got anything for Sunday?
Andrew said an Etchy Messi debut. Again, one of those things that's not going to happen no matter how much we want.
Don't know, when do you think we'll see him get a sub appearance at least?
No, I don't think you will.
Not at all.
Which is a disgrace, but I agree.
Until the Club World Cup, yeah. I don't think you're going to see him.
Not even see him on the bench, even if he don't come on? No.
No, I don't think you're going to see him at all this season in the Premier League.
Bit crazy, isn't it, really? When you think
He
must be having plenty of rest and shit now since
he's either catfished us, yeah, and he's actually trash, which I don't think is true, or Pep's just like, I don't know. Maybe Pep's like doesn't want to play him because he knows if he plays him, some certain players in his team could be cooked because he's going to be starting every game.
Here's the thing with Echeverri. If he's never going to appear for the main team, why didn't we play him yesterday in the EDS game? Not that I want to talk about that game much, but...
Oh, yeah.
What score was that in the end, Danny?
1-0, right?
We lost 1-0.
1-0 in the 94th minute.
94th
I was in class, it was 0-0. I'm like, how am I going to watch these pens in class? And then I saw 1-0. I'm like, okay, never mind.
Oh, wow.
94th minute goal.
I seen Mukasa miss the penalty. That's all I seen on Twitter.
The guy proper scuffed volleyed it as well.
Did
he tried to pull a quick one. It did not work.
I knew he was going to do something as well. I was doing a watch along and I said he's going to do a chip or something. He's going to do a chip, and people in the chat was like, "Yeah, he's going to do something. He's going to do something."
No, he always Panenkas it. He's done like 3 Panenkas this season.
Yes, so that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So I was like, he's going to do something. He's going to do something. And then he put the ball down, and instead of chipping it, he just put the ball down, and without even doing a run up, he just kicked the ball straight away.
So he tried to kick it as soon as he put it down.
Yeah, because I watched the clip. He was bending over. He kicked it while he was bent over.
Yes, he's bending over like that, and he just wanted to kick it.
I've seen a few people try that in it, but I didn't know that he'd give it a go, and he missed that. The keeper saved it. Or why?
Went straight to the goalkeeper. Yeah.
Shut up down the middle.
And then they got knocked out.
You can't be too cocky like that on penalties, man. You've got to just pick a corner and drill it.
Well, the thing is, he's a young lad, and he's obviously getting a lot of hype at the moment. And I think, that's what happens. The
hype can get too much, man, when you start like Panenkering and penalties and trying to do all this.
If we win the League and Cup double, I will not care. We will win the League and Cup double, I believe. But because United got knocked out in the FA Youth Cup a couple of days ago, and they're like the only other decent team besides us. So we should be getting a free run at that.
Are Chelsea not still shit hot in the youth rankings? They usually have a good side, don't they?
They're very good, but they got knocked out the FA Youth Cup. The way it works at that level, they split between North and South, so we can't play them. Can't play them to the national final, and the South Division's very up in the air right now.
It is usually like us and Chelsea though that people say have the best youth teams in it, like that over the.
I would like to see that in the FA Youth Cup final, but United just destroyed them 5-1 a few weeks ago.
Wow,
so. Really? Wow.
Yeah. United are very good. They had like 11 wins out of 11 until we played them, and then we beat them 4-0. And now we're like ahead of them by 2 points, and that's only because we won 17 in a row.
Our youth teams always cook, don't they? Remember that parade we went to LB a few years ago where we'd won like every division, and they had like Rico and Nico on stage, like getting the trophies and stuff like that.
Yeah,
I think we'd like won all the way down to like under 18s or whatever.
Yeah, I remember it was like 4 or 5 straight age groups that we had won. Yeah,
and
I remember
they had
that.
them all on the parade in Manchester on stage and stuff, like doing the trophies and everything.
Yeah, that was sick, to be fair.
Steve is right about Blackburn, by the way. They used to be very, very good. The first time I watched Adam Morton was 21-22 season against our 18s.
Yeah, they've had a few good players come through.
Well, what I got told, I actually knew a guy, who comes to my pub, and his grandson, he takes his grandson to, I think it was Blackburn or Burnley, I can't remember, but he took his, and basically what he said was, he says a lot of parents who don't want their kid to go to City or United, they want him to have a bit more of a humble experience or whatever. They take him Blackburn or Burnley. Obviously, it's only fucking down the motorway. It's about 20 minutes, 30 minutes down the motorway. So, because he took his, I can't remember if it's Burnley or Blackburn that he was in, but he was just telling me, and it was like, a lot of them. I think that Danny Jackson's son.
His son plays for Burnley, Luca Jackson.
Yeah, I've seen it on his Instagram.
They have quite a big presence.
I probably shouldn't know that.
In Manchester. They have a pretty big presence in Manchester, the Burnley and Blackburn scouts. Like you always see them at all the kids' football and stuff like that. because, like you say, it's only down the road, isn't it? So I think they get quite a lot of the dregs of the guys that don't quite make it into the City United academies, and obviously they can still fly from there, can't they? So
it's almost like, would you not want to? I mean, you're almost like, if I go to Burnley, I can be a bigger fish in a smaller pond, as opposed to trying to show at City where everybody is going to be great.
yeah,
Maybe I go prove myself, and then, you know, City or whoever else is going to come in for me.
Yeah. No, I mean,
I didn't know Burnley was that close. I mean, I knew they were.
So you know what's hilarious, Tarek, right? So our country, obviously, compared to yours, is like well smaller.
Yeah. Are you going to say about the accents?
Nah. So basically, my mate, he used to work at like, what's the car rental company called? Like,
what, in the US?
No, like, well, it's England, but they do it in the US. So it's like, give me a car rental.
Hertz. I think of Enterprise.
Like, say it's Hertz, yeah. It might have been Enterprise. It was Enterprise, right? So listen to this, yeah. So he's working at Enterprise at Manchester Airport, right? And this American couple come up to him and said, yeah, we've come to hire our car. You know, we've got it for a couple of weeks or whatever. So he's like, right, sound. So it's like a little Vauxhall Corsa that they've hired, a Vauxhall Corsa. They pre-ordered Vauxhall Corsa, yeah, well small car, little hatchback, yeah, like 3-door, well small. And he says she's seen the car and then she went, oh my God, we can't drive that. We're going all the way to Leeds. It's on the other side of the country, because like Manchester's here and Leeds is like there. It's on the other side of like the country. Technically, she's right, but like it's like an hour away.
So small, it's an hour.
He said he upsold her like a fucking Land Rover or some shit. Like, she said,
for her to go an hour away.
Yeah, imagine when she got in the car and put it in the sat nav, Leeds, and it said an hour, and she's like, what? It's on the other side of the country, man. It's crazy. Because, yeah, your country's massive, innit? I think Texas is bigger than our whole country, you know?
Yeah, I think that's what I was going to say about the accents, because in America, you can find similar accents like all the way, like across a massive area of America.
Yeah.
Whereas you can literally go from where we live now, like half an hour down the road, and someone will sound completely different to you, even though everyone's so close to each other. That's like Liverpool's like an hour away, and you think about the Scouse accent.
Yeah.
Like, the thing is,
the difference is crazy.
You can like drive across your whole country in what, like 4 hours, 5 hours. You drive
Pretty
8
much,
hours.
yeah.
You drive 8 hours north
where
I am. You're still
in California. Yeah.
You're still in California after 8 hours?
No, you're not.
You are.
Is that on a motorway?
You live like in LA, right? In the
I live
LA
like
area?
just outside of LA. I've driven to San Francisco.
That blows my mind. That's like to London and back for us.
Because you could go even like, because San Diego is what, almost 3 hours south of you? 2 hours?
From where my parents are, it's like 2 hours. From where my university is, it's like 3 hours.
So if you were in San Diego, you could go probably 10.
No, I grew up in San Diego. That's
okay.
Right.
So how long, Danny, would it take, for you, because to go from LA to like New York in a car? Like so like basically that's the equivalent of like basically Liverpool to like Leeds or whatever. If you don't
stop, a few days maybe. Don't know.
Days.
That's wild.
If you don't,
I'm pulling it up right now on Google.
If you don't stop, still it's days.
Take you a couple of weeks if you actually like sleep and whatnot.
Do you know we could drive laps around our country, like just keep going round and round in circles.
That's fucking mad, isn't it? That's crazy. Is that what that Route 66 is? That then is that what it is?
Hey, that is my
straight
dream
across
holiday.
Is that what it is?
Just go on an American road trip and just go from one side to the other.
So that goes from the left to right. Is that what it is? Yeah. Or does it go up
both
and down?
ways.
Yeah, but does it go up and down or is it left right?
No, it's across.
Okay.
Yeah.
West to east, yeah. If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
So if you drove straight from San Diego to New York City, which isn't as far north as you could go up into Maine or whatever, but San Diego to New York City is 41 hours of driving.
41 hours?
Straight driving.
2,759 miles.
Oh, shit. Yeah, that's straight driving.
Yeah. So nobody does that, right? You're going to break it up. It's going to take you 3 days, maybe more, because you're going to drive for 8 to 10 hours and then stop somewhere.
How much is petrol in it?
Where he lives is probably insane.
Oh, it's bad. It is bad over here. I think when I was growing up, it was what, like,
I thought it was cheaper over there. I thought
like
you
$3 a gallon or something when I was growing up. Now it's what, like $5-6, something like that. It's pretty crazy. And that's just
For
in
me,
my,
it's like $3. Right now, it's $3.50. Something
Just
like
make
that.
sure
That's
we-
a gallon.
it's bad.
Yeah,
to
per
make
gallon.
sure
Yeah,
we fill up in
$3.50.
Indiana,
Like
man.
How many liters in a gallon? 3 liters 7. And how much money you pay?
Well, Lou's in California says it's $4.
$4.
Do you know what? It's not that
Okay.
far different to ours. JTI's just said it's 1.5 per litre. We're about 1.4 from free.
Yeah, Pablo.
That's dollar,
that's
isn't
what
it?
I thought it was.
Is that not
$6
dollar as well? So that'll be about £1.20, isn't it? £1.20.
Oh, so it's probably similar.
I thought America was well cheaper than us.
Mate, no. Aren't we always like criticized for not having free healthcare? No, we're expensive over here.
Yeah,
That's not madness, man. They give us the misinformation, isn't it?
And I'm not surprised you need all the healthcare in the world as well. If you have to like walk that far to get to like the next city across the map, that's crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy, man.
To fly from LA to New York is like 5.5 hours, and that's by plane. It's crazy. You can drive across the whole country quicker than I can fly across mine.
And do you know when we went to Istanbul? I think it was like 4 hours, like from Manchester to Istanbul. Like you do that in less time than it takes for you to just hop to the other side of the country. So mad. Different world, innit? I'm telling you, sort out this LB road trip, man. All vlog the whole journey. 41 hours from New York to San Diego.
You know what's funny? You say that there's a Danny, you might know, there's a national sports show here in the States. Dan Patrick, he's a sports announcer. He used to work for CNN, worked for ESPN for a long time. Now he has his own show. Basically, it's a TV show, but they also do like their podcast or whatever off of it. For the Super Bowl, when the Super Bowl is like on the West Coast, they're in like the New York area, Connecticut area. So some of the people on the show will drive cross country to go to the Super Bowl where they're going to do the show or whatever. And they do make a big deal about it. They post and all that kind of stuff. One of the guys that's actually doing that is coming on with us. He said he would come on because his kid plays football. So he's going to come on with us to talk about it. But they do make a big deal about that cross country road trip and all of that. Cause it is, like I said, nobody does it in less than probably 3 days.
That's fucking mad, isn't it?
What a dream.
Yeah.
That's sick. Hey Jay, you ever look at houses in Texas?
Mate, I was doing it like 2 hours ago. Look,
bro.
I'm literally showing you my phone now. Look, Texas, Amarillo, USA.
I can't see it. Innit? Yo,
that was on my search history. I'm checking all the time,
bro. You should see it, man. These guys got like these mansion
this
things.
Is what I mean. This house is $550,000, dollars, which works out about 400K English, and it's like a full-on mansion, and like that would get you like a 1-bedroom flat in London over here.
So what part of Texas?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know that much about where I want to go. I only said Texas because Joe Rogan's always telling his guests to move to Texas, innit? I don't know whether it's because you don't get taxed down there or what. Or
there's benefits to it, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Like, so I tell people, like where Danny lives is probably, well, I don't know where do you go to school again?
Cal Lutheran.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because that's in the LA area. So
yeah, sort of.
It's going to be expensive there, right? For where I live in Indiana, it's in the middle of the country. You wouldn't want to move from England to come there because there's nothing really there. Yeah. But like 500,000 is like an amazing house where I live. It would be like,
really,
if you got anything more than that, it's just like just because you just had the money to do it, you don't really need anything more than that. Yeah. Actually, where I live is one of the most affordable places. That's one of the best things I can say about it is it's a great place to raise kids. It's super affordable, but it's not like I'm like 3 hours from Chicago, like 2 hours from Indianapolis, 2 hours from Detroit, maybe like 3 hours from Cleveland, which are all bigger cities. but it's great to be close to a lot of stuff,
Like
but
accessible
also
still, yeah.
yeah, but you really don't have anything super close. So yeah, it's not.
Is that where NASCAR is? Oh no.
So the Indy 500 or the Brickyard.
Oh,
Yeah.
is that Indiana?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Indy 500.
Are you a Pacers fan, Tarek, as well?
I'm not. Fan is too strong of a word.
No, just a
No.
admirer.
Yeah.
What's that? What's the Pacers?
That's the NBA.
Basketball, NBA.
Oh,
yeah.
Is it? Well, you don't like basketball, sorry.
No, I love basketball. Basketball is actually my first love. But my dad was in the Army, so I lived like all over. So it was only late in high school that we moved back to Indiana.
Right, okay. Yeah.
So I kind of have ties to a lot of different regions for different reasons. So yeah, I'm trying not to dox myself. I see Middleton in the chat pinpointing my location. Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. No, that's a madness. As if Indiana, Indy 500. That makes sense. Yeah. I didn't know that's what it meant.
Yeah, the Indianapolis 500. Yep.
Oh yeah, Indianapolis 500. That's fucking crazy. Is that the one where I seen some guy in on a TikTok? Yeah, where he's going, I'm either gonna win this race or I'm gonna die, and he just like puts his foot to the floor and he goes, and he's on the he's going around the corner, but his car, because he's going so fast, he's on the side of the metal, and he's just overtaking everybody, and he's just like fucking sending it.
I haven't seen that.
Have you not seen it? Nah. Someone must have seen that video.
I never rate like motorsports. I think it's the worst.
Neither do I. I don't get how people like it.
Like the
so you don't watch F1?
Nah, I think the F1's so boring, man. I tried to keep up with it a bit when Hamilton was doing well and stuff like that. But you're just watching zoom, zoom, zoom. Like what the fuck is the point?
No, mate. I'll be watching a football match. I'll go onto Twitter to see what people think, and I'll say, "Oh my god, Hamilton!" I'm like, I don't care.
Yeah. Like everyone drives, bro. Big fucking deal. Like I see people speeding down the road all the time.
Nah, I do like F1.
I tell you what, there's criminals that are better drivers than them Formula One drivers, man. Just get a couple of the roadmen from round here all in an F1 car. It'll be so much better. It'll be so much better. The entertainment value would go through the roof, and just have one police car tailing them all.
Chasing, yeah, there you go.
Rack it down round the corners. That would be great TV.
That's crazy. All right, boys, should we wrap it up there?
I could talk about America all day, man. It's a culture that I really want.
Oh man, I could as well.
So I'm trying to hop over there soon. As soon.
So you've never been?
Never. It's my one place that's been out of my reach.
No.
How about you? Which one are you gonna go?
What do you mean?
Like what state are you gonna go?
I'd love to go to numerous, man. Really, like I wanted obviously do New York. These are all like different corners of the country, like New York, Florida, California, Vegas. Go over that way as well. I love like the NBA and stuff. That's probably like my big American sport over there.
Do you have a team that you like?
I do. I'm a Sixers fan. Not much to shout about this year.
Yeah, they've been shite this year, but they're usually
they've been shocking. Embiid's a bad injury prone into like half of our defense for City.
Right. So I'm a baseball guy, and I support the Braves because some of my childhood friends did. We started the season 0-7.
Oh shit!
0-7.
They usually turn it around though. They're usually a really good team.
We are a very good team. And we've started 0-7, and everyone wants everyone sold. So next time you guys complain about City losing a game, we won a World Series 4 years ago. We're 0-7.
But baseball plays 162 games.
I know, but that's all the happy clappers say. Oh, we're going to go 155-7. No, we're shit.
Happy clappers. You got happy clappers in baseball.
Happy clappers in baseball.
No, you've not got happy clapper in baseball.
Pablo Padres, you guys fucking cooked us this weekend. Cooked us. Oh my god. What a team you guys have. But yeah.
You know what I find mad is your college sports are fucking insane.
Crazy.
When I watched
like 80,000 for
bro, I was watching some college football game, and it was fucking popping off, bro. I was like, what the fuck is going on? There's like 80,000 people in there. They had like bare heads on the pitch before the game started, like, you know, the people.
So imagine just going to one of them, LB, like just going over there and going to like a college football game and stuff like that. It'd be so sick.
If you all want to come, we can make it work.
I know.
Because I mean, like Rajiv, I think is his name. I took my kid, you know, they had the summer tours that the Premier League teams or whoever comes over and plays. I took my kid when she was like, I don't know, maybe she had just turned 10, but I took her to a Chelsea versus Real in Michigan. That stadium holds, in that game, they had over 100,000+ people to watch that match. And it was just a summer preseason match that, you know, people went to go watch it. So it's that on football weekends too. 100,000 people in a stadium watching Michigan football.
Imagine all the time.
So how much is that a ticket then? Because apparently the NFL is well expensive, isn't it?
NFL is expensive.
As the NFL.
College is usually cheaper, but I'd have to look up, see what the ticket prices are. City played this summer in Ohio, in Columbus,
against Chelsea
at Ohio State Stadium, and they also are over 100,000 people that can fit in that stadium.
Their college stadiums are bigger than like our biggest stadium in the country. How crazy is that? Like Wembley's smaller than their college stadiums. Absolutely mind-boggling.
Yeah.
You want to know what's crazy though for me being here? You talked about Texas. Texas loves football to the point where their
American football,
American football. Sorry, they love American football. So to the point where their high schools have in some cases $40-50+ million football stadiums or American football stadiums that they've built just for high school kids to play football in or play American football in. It's insane. The level of investment that how much we care about sports in general is like insane when you think about it. Because it's like, what can we have done with that money? Not that, again, it's not my money. I don't, whatever, but that's a lot of money for high school kids. They're anywhere from 15 to 18. It's like, what are we doing?
You probably spend it better than what our government spends fucking money on. So I'd much rather be in that position, I think. I feel like we missed out on the college culture over there, LB.
Yeah, because
I reckon I was born to play American football, man. But do you know what I mean? I'm just in the wrong country.
I feel like your college culture and our college culture is completely different.
It is.
Ours is you go, you do some shit, and then you go.
You learn some shit subjects, and then you probably
you don't do
no sport.
I was doing. I actually today, LB, I was out of town, and I was taking my twins on a college visit here because they're in 10th grade, so they got 2 more years, a year and a half left before they got to make their decision. So they're out for break. So it was like, okay, let's go do a college visit. All of the tour guides made multiple references to college sports. They talked about all the other stuff, but they all made points to, hey, our football team, or our basketball team, or whatever. So we definitely care about sports over here. And like you said, college for us, college is where our tribalism happens. For you all, you're tribal about the Premier League.
Yeah.
And City fans hate United fans, hate Liverpool fans, hate Arsenal fans. That's how it is in college sports over here.
That's so
and it's
cool.
Like so you go and it's like it has that level of passion and that level of I do love that.
Going pro, like some guys that won't even make it to the league and stuff like that can look back and see that they've had a season in college football and played in front of 80,000 people and stuff like that. It's just unbelievable, isn't it?
Yep, it's a great time.
It's gonna happen, man. I'm gonna be in LB's ear all of 2026 for a cheeky little USA trip. So I'll be see what we can do.
Got to get the subscribers up. Comment, subscribe.
About the huge stadiums, the best game I've ever been to here, Copa America 2016. They had Colombia against Paraguay in the Rose Bowl, and it was packed. That's like a 90K stadium. Wow. It was insane. I was surrounded because one of my mates back then was Colombian, so we all went. I got my face painted what was it, blue, red, yellow,
Yeah, blue, red, yellow. Yeah.
The coolest thing was James Rodriguez was meant to be out that game, and he like magically got fit an hour before the game. So I got to watch him play.
That was when James was.
No, but that was prime James Rodriguez, and he got a goal and an
Yeah.
assist that game. I remember.
Because it was the 2014 World Cup when he popped off, wasn't it? James Rodriguez.
When he got the golden boot that game.
So
Yeah, he's got that sick goal, didn't he?
Very well.
that's when he got that £100 million move on it after that, on the back of that World Cup, and then 3
yeah,
years later
on
on Everton's bench a couple of years later.
Yeah, that was mad.
how shit changes. Man.
Oh, lockdown Everton was like not a real thing. They had Ancelotti back then. Remember Ancelotti at Everton?
Yeah, he did well there, didn't he? That's how he ended up going back out to another big team. Because he did so well.
I remember he beat Spurs 5-4 in an FA Cup game.
I
once.
swear that he got them into the European places and stuff.
Nah, I think they were like mid-table.
Was it? I remember him having a good season.
Which-
Is that when they had like Richarlison?
We beat them in the FA Cup that year 2-0. We scored 2 goals right at the end. I remember it was De Bruyne and Gundogan.
Who was it that was manager when they panned us Everton and like
Koeman? It was Koeman, wasn't it?
Was it that young
was
lad
Koeman.
scored with a
4-0, it
shit
was Koeman.
haircut? What's he called? And he chipped it over. Did he chip it?
Tom
over?
Davis.
Tom Davis. Yeah,
That was
that's it.
his.
Oh yeah.
Was it 4-1 or 4-0 or something?
4-0 it was, I think.
Yeah.
Ademola Lookman scored that game as well. I think it was Ademola Lookman's debut.
Oh god, after I was slagging him before as well. Oh, shit.
I think that was the game that after that everyone was like, Pep's gonna change.
Yeah,
Pep's
it
gonna
was
change.
his first season. Was it not his first season?
Yeah,
That's
it was his
when everyone
first.
was like, shit.
Yeah.
That game
was-
it was Lukaku, Kevin Morales, Davies, and Lookman, if I remember correctly.
That is
Kevin Morales.
insane. Oh my god, that you know that. That is dope. I love that for you.
W, Danny.
Yeah. Have you ever watched Suits, Danny?
Kevin Morales is like a prime like Barclays man.
Danny, have you ever watched Suits?
Yeah, yes.
I've never watched Suits. I should probably watch it.
Oh, have you not? Oh, yo, chat. Anyone watch? Have any of you two watch Suits?
Someone said
Yeah.
Suits in the
Do you know
chat.
the guy, the main guy, the young kid who's got
I've
the
never
photographic memory?
No, but is it Danny?
It's Danny, innit? Yeah, Mike
Mike
Ross.
Ross.
Yeah, Danny's Mike Ross. Yeah.
Big up,
Basically,
man.
Danny, yeah, he's a fake lawyer, but he knows like all the lawyer rules off by heart, so he just wings it as a lawyer.
Like, call me a fraud. Wow.
I'm basically calling you a fraud, yeah.
Danny
But
can run for
you had
FA
it wrong.
president, man, and if they ask him any questions, he'd just be like, listen, I know Kevin Morales scored against City in 2016, so don't test me.
Yeah, mad. All right, boys. Yeah, we'll leave it there, man. Yeah, big up to Jay, Danny, Tarek, and obviously Paul Pew's on earlier on. Big up to you guys in the chat. I should have some stuff coming out tomorrow. I think I'm doing a video with Saeed, little derby preview, so keep your eyes out for that one.
Big up.
2 watch-alongs on Saturday. We got the Villa Forest game, and what's the 12:30 kickoff on Saturday?
Good question. I'll check.
City related, I'm sure.
Everton,
It is.
Arsenal. Everton, Arsenal.
Everton,
Oh,
Arsenal.
Oh, maybe I won't watch that actually.
Bit of a
That's
no-show
it.
for us, that, innit?
There's no point in watching that actually. I just watched the 5 kickoff in it.
Villa Forest is a big one now, isn't it?
Yeah, but Villa Forest, I'm definitely going to watch that because that's big for us. That's big for us. I kind of want Forest to win that. I can't lie.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean,
Villa look decent at the moment, don't they?
yeah, I'd rather Villa drop points and don't look like catching us up.
And then Brentford Chelsea before us on Sunday is a pretty big one as well.
Yeah, that's a big one as well.
It's funny. I want Villa to lose all the league games, so I want them to win the Champions League games. I kind of want them to go all the way.
I think they could beat PSG. You know, I'm
Again,
not saying they will. I'm saying they could do.
Again, I don't want PSG to win because I want our first Champions League to feel special. I want to keep telling them, worry UCL.
Oh, Warriors, yeah.
And
I don't know if people-
Emery's a knockout manager, man. He's built for these competitions, Unai Emery. So you never know.
Oh, yeah. What was it? Did he win 3 Europa Leagues?
He won 3 Europas,
3
yeah.
Europa.
With Sevilla, yeah. Was it 13, 14, 14, 15, and 15, 16, yeah.
Yeah, he was cooking, wasn't he?
And then 16, 17 was United. But go forwards and backwards as far as I want, but we won't go there.
We've already done Champions Leagues, Danny.
No, I can do my Europa Leagues as well, but
Really?
Oh, fuck off! You can do. No, you can't.
no, but I haven't looked at it in a couple of weeks, but
I haven't looked.
well,
at it.
no, 2021. Oh yeah, 2021 was Villarreal. He managed that team.
So we must have won 4 then. I know we did 3 in a row, but I'm sure he won an extra one as well.
Yeah,
With
Villarreal
the
2021.
At Villarreal, yeah. 4 Europas, man.
Cavani scored in that final. That was that crazy penalty shootout where De Gea didn't save a single penalty and then he missed his own one.
Yeah.
That was like 3 days before our final. I was like,
That's an ultimate merc, that, innit?
Yeah.
Didn't give a single pen and missed his own.
Danny is Grok. Someone put in the chat.
No. I use Grok for all my schoolwork, but don't tell anyone that.
That Grok is
don't
Grok
say that
is
out loud.
So funny, man. I just see him asking like random football questions nowadays just to see what Grok says. Like, who is the best footballer in the world and stuff like that, and it always says Messi, doesn't it? And everyone
you can play games with it. So I was before that stream because it was so dead that watch along. I was someone asked me to ask the Grok to guess a player. You know, like we play guess a player.
Oh shit! He plays it with you.
Yeah.
Oh no way.
Yeah.
Oh, mate, when we played that the other week, and I was just watching you get like 50 questions in a row wrong. I think you'd been in the pub or something, but you just couldn't get it for ages, and everyone was laughing.
Yeah, no, it's mad. Yeah. All right, and boys. Now, big up for jumping on. Big up to you guys in the chat as well. Make sure you guys smash the like button. Make sure you guys are subscribed. If you watch it back on replay, give us your comments down below. If you've watched this fab on replay, then fair fucks to you. I'm going live on Tariq's channel actually. In 18 minutes, I'll redirect you over there. So make sure you guys subscribe. Yeah,
that's why I kept him talking, so he didn't go fall asleep or something.
Yeah, no, I'm chilling, man. I'm good, innit? I'm good. But yeah, big up to you guys. I'm gonna go redirect you over there. We'll kick off in about 15 minutes, and yeah, catch you in the next one. Peace out, people.
See you guys.
See you later, guys.